the Bastard Sermon.
Welcome to another episode of The Bastard Sermon. This is one of your three hosts, Cody Hucker,
Patrick Seta,
Luke Young.
And today we have on Billy Blanton, who's a recurring guest. I don't remember what episode he was on. And we've got Nick Ruholt. Thanks for coming in, you guys. Yeah. Thank you.
So, this is a reoccurring video on our podcast, but it's just too good not to show you. Can you see this all right?
Debatable.
All right. Luke hates it, but I fucking love this video.
All right, guy laying on the bed, naked.
I'm back. You ready for this?
Girl walks in.
My God.
Very 80s looking. Standard blowjob. Nothing exciting to see here.
Let's have a stump leg.
Oh, look at that leg.
The way that was angled, I thought that was her arm as well.
It looks like a fleshy carrot.
She's like really lubing up the stump now.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
He said, oh, no, with such genuine upset.
Oh, that's him.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you're a man now.
that's a lot to take in.
Literally.
A man.
Oh, yes.
And she's just like, this is just as good for me as it is for you.
Did you see him biting those pillows, though? He was really... he was eating that comforter. Like, he was in some discomfort there, fella.
So-
I don't think a leg stump is supposed to go that far in you.
So how do you feel about that? What are your thoughts? Did you like that?
No.
Wasn't it great?
That was not.
It was great.
I'm on the side of Luke. That was,
I mean, it's a first for me.
How'd you feel about it?
that's a first for me.
It's definitely a first for me.
How much money would it take, Nick, for somebody to lube up their stump leg? It could be
carrot.
It could be a man or a woman, whatever your preference is. We don't judge, but whatever you want, really lube it
No,
up and just kind of get the stump in there.
It
How
has
much
to
money?
be a woman, because
Okay.
Yeah, 'cause-
First off,
we're
Can't
going
get-
with the video.
it's got to be a woman.
Do you want her to have like some thick legs, or like?
Yeah, because
Are you trying to get some an
Normally-
anorexic kind of?
Normally, yes.
do we
I
want
like-
a petite woman?
I'm a thick-legged.
Do you want chicken legs?
You know, I prefer the thick legs on a woman.
Yeah, but I
in
mean,
this
he
case,
He likes it thick. You know what I'm saying?
like she could be anorexic, and that would be fine for me.
So you need some decent concentration camp legs to get in there. You can't have some well-fed legs, no fucking
No, she cannot eat.
no
what
running
I
mountains
eat.
legs
Yeah.
or anything like that.
Yeah,
She needs to be malnourished before she
Yeah,
gets there.
she's got to have a.
Don't eat
she's gotta
anything for a
have an
couple days
eating
before you come
disorder.
over, okay, hon?
Excuse me, ma'am. Have you eaten this month? Well, if you have, then this is going to be a no-go for my butthole.
An eating disorder is preferred.
Is there a starved section of Tinder?
Starved. Oh, God.
Sure there is. and-
Bumble for starved people.
Starved woman.
Oh, speaking of starving and fucked up shit, are you guys familiar with the band Mayhem at all? Anybody?
I've heard the name.
So Mayhem's one of the most notorious black metal bands from Norway back in the day, and their most notorious singer, who ended up killing himself and went by Dead, Pelle Yngve Olin, he would starve himself in order to get starving wounds on his ribs and shit like that, and he would bury his clothes in like a backyard and fucking cover himself in them before a show because he wanted to have the smell of death upon him before he went up on stage. Like the corniest shit, but the dude was mentally ill, so he would fucking like do crazy shit like that all the time. I don't know. Whenever you said starve, I was just thinking of this dude in my head.
That's fucking dedication.
Yeah, so what you've been telling me is I've been doing everything wrong my entire life.
So as a
We have been-
vocalist, I wonder if you would take a page out of Dead's book and bury a raven in the backyard and dig it up and
I was
put it
gonna
in
say,
a
I thought you
paper
said
bag.
when I starved myself, I was like, have you seen me? I'm not starving myself.
He's got the lobster mac as we
Shit.
speak, but he used to
Yeah.
inhale the dead raven fumes, like the putrefaction,
Fuck no.
so that he would have the stench of, this is his words, the stench of death in his lungs as he sung.
Which one's
Like,
worse, though,
you
him or
fucking
G.G. Allen?
psychopath. Definitely
G.G.
Allen,
Allen.
because he wasn't a rapist and a fucking pedophile and a horrible person. I mean, he was a bad person, but he
Agreed.
was just mostly mentally ill.
Well, I mean,
and-
like the shit they did for
will
their
you bring
craft.
this mic closer into you just so that we can...
Yeah.
Thank you,
Just
sorry.
the stuff they would do for their craft. Which one was worse?
For their craft, I mean, in the black metal scene, they were burning churches down, murdering people, shooting themselves.
They started like the whole burning churches trend
during the same
starting
with Panic.
There's one that like murdered his bandmate on stage, right?
On stage? I don't know about
that.
I'm
pretty sure.
Go on.
I'm pretty sure there's somebody that murdered
young Rachel. Can you look this up while we're bandmate?
I'm pretty sure there's a black metal band that killed one of their bandmates on stage.
That's fucking bad.
What, like hit him in the head with like a guitar or some shit? Like
no, like just legit like sacrificed him. And he was like, and he was down for it.
I don't know about that, but Frost, the drummer for Satyricon, used to do this live performance art, and it's actually filmed on one of these black metal documentaries called Until the Light Takes Us. And this dude gets on a couch. There's these people gathered around him. He lights these candles and he sets these like pages of the Bible on fire. All this fucking like, ooh, spooky Satanist, ooh. But then he takes a ritual knife and fucking lifts up his like sleeves on both of his arms, and he carves his arms all the way up. And it's not a fake. He actually is carving his arms all the way up on both sides of his wrists. And then he slits his throat, not from the carotid to the jugular, but right here in front, and then slowly bleeds out. And then they're like, what the fuck do we do? Like, everybody's just like looking, and he's on a white couch. He's on a white couch just bleeding out. Like, we should look that up. That's fucking disturbing and fucked up. That'll really make them uncomfortable. Let's do that.
I cringed at the fucking like nail being pulled off into Death Stranding trailer. I can't handle that shit.
Oh, yeah, damn.
It took them that long, though?
That game looks
honestly?
fucking
yeah,
good.
that game does
It took
look good.
them, like, watching him go from wrist to elbow pit on both arms,
I think
and his own fucking throat for them to just,
They still don't show him do
maybe we
anything.
should step in. Because this guy is...
You didn't see anything for that? Nothing for that?
Well, I was wrong then.
Mayhem is coming up and all their crazy shit.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Gotcha.
But I don't think
I
there's
thought
one
I heard
of
something about that. It's like that Marilyn Manson rumor.
Mayhem's got all the most notorious shit that's gone on in that scene. Like, they fucking Euronymous got killed by Vard Vikernes. Vard Vikernes burned churches down and went to jail for 21 years. Now he's out all Nazi'd up talking about his fucking shitty fucking Nazi propaganda all over the internet. And there's so much fucking layers to that community.
I think it's fucking crazy when any vocalist or any band, someone in a band that's playing a show and they fucking seriously injure themselves and keep going.
You had
fucking Bo Bowman? Is it right from Blessed Fall? Is that his last name?
Yeah, Boboken.
Boboken, that's it. He jumped off stage, I think at Bogarts or some shit, or Expo 5, one of those two. He jumped off, he climbed 30 feet into the stand, like up into the lights, and he jumped off into the crowd. No one caught him. And he fucking broke both legs and finished the set. And he finished the whole tour in a wheelchair.
It's like a guest you guys had on here, Cody Hale.
What has he done that's so insane?
Cody once slammed his head on one of their risers and had a lump just popping out of his head.
On purpose or on accident?
Yes, on purpose.
Oh my god!
And then he had to be taken to the hospital and he got a concussion.
That dude was real fun to talk to. He was real open. He seemed like he's got a touch of crazy in him, and I was like, "This."
Did you guys listen to that episode?
Yeah,
it was a great episode.
I love Cody.
Yeah, I'd really like to have him back on.
Cody's probably one of my favorite people in the scene, if not my favorite person.
He was pretty fucking funny, too. It took him a second to get out of his shell, I feel like. But once he got out of it, it was like, this dude had some fucking hilarious shit to say about everything.
The shell is wide the fuck open once it's open.
Dude, he was pretty condensed, and then by the end of it, he was talking about all the wonderful things he'd put up in his butt.
Yeah.
The funny thing about that is right after the podcast ended, he said, just so you know, I lied about all that butt
we were
stuff.
like, yeah, right, dude. Now I can appreciate somebody playing along for the show, but like, if you're going to tell us a story, tell us a real story. Like, if you really want stuff in your ass, tell me about that. I want to hear about that. But like, if it's fake, like, you don't need you to make it up for the podcast.
Don't beat around the bush. Let's just get straight to the
and it's quite a furry bush down there.
Yeah. Fucking A.
So I have a very, very serious question, and I need an honest answer. All right. So
wait, Pat. Does it involve butter and buttholes?
No.
Okay.
Thank God.
No. But I'd like to get to that at some point if I remember later. Thanks.
Sure, of course.
So
don't want to deprive
serious
you of any
question.
butter.
We need to get into it. Okay. So after Order 66 commenced in the Star Wars universe, why didn't all those Jedi that got killed turn into Force ghosts?
Because that was a rare skill that not many people knew.
Is that it?
Because
I think
Qui-Gon had knowledge of it. He was taught halfway to do it. That's why he never became an embodiment, only a spirit. He then trained Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan then showed Yoda. Obi-Wan then went to Tatooine to complete his training. Luke eventually learns to inherit. Yeah, it's a new ability.
Well,
that's
because
why.
I mean, when Yoda said to fucking Obi-Wan, he was like, I've got someone that you should.
Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like that was since that was episode was it
So
2?
3.
It was
That was 3.
Was it 3?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
after he had failed to kill Palpatine and he had defeated.
Oh, it was just
Anakin.
after the
he
twins
killed
were born.
fucking
Yeah.
Mace.
Yeah,
Mace
it was-
Windu.
it
Killed
was-
my boy.
Just after Luke and Leia were born.
Yep.
And like that's when they introduced the whole, that.
So what do you think Obi-Wan was doing in that 20, 30 years?
There's a comic book series currently out right now.
There's also
detailing
Star Wars
Is it
Rebels.
canon?
Yeah.
Is it canon?
Yes.
Oh, that's
Yes.
awesome.
There's also canon Star Wars Rebels animated series that
It was
Disney's
fantastic.
doing.
It's a
It's
great
pretty good,
series,
and they
yeah.
show what happened to Darth Maul, the conclusion of Darth Maul, because him being cut in half isn't the end of his
No.
story.
No, did you?
Nope.
Well,
But
have you
they-
seen Solo?
There's a conclusive episode. I have not yet. I have
Oh.
not yet. Don't ruin nothing.
Literally.
Whoa, don't ruin nothing.
I'm not.
Easy, fella.
None
easy.
of that. None of
No, if
Yeah,
somebody
none of
if
that.
somebody tells me they haven't seen something, I'm not gonna be like, well, dude, guess what?
Luke will. This motherfucker.
Spoiler, I have no self-control when
Okay.
it comes to
We can
dork
say
shit.
whatever fucked up shit we want, but that's the most.
That's
Yeah,
so
no,
fucked up.
our bandmate Ryan.
the
What the
most
fuck?
fucked up shit you could say.
Yeah, our
Right.
bandmate Ryan went and saw A Quiet Place, and the first thing he did is like, oh, it's fucked up that this happened right in our chat, and I was like, cool.
Bullshit.
Thanks, buddy.
I,
Made me
I,
so
I, won't-
good.
I don't
Thanks
have
for
to
that.
watch it now, and I'm frankly I'm upset.
It's
Like
a quiet
those-
movie.
Like those
There.
fuckers that after the last Star Wars came out, not the last one, but the first of the Disney Star Wars came out, episode 7, and then they would put
Yeah.
those fucking bumper stickers that said Han Solo's dead on it. Like, you son of a bitch.
Did I-
Why would you fucking
Did I ever
do
tell you
that?
this story? Okay. So I went to go see it with my friend Lauren at the time, and we went over to see the movie, and we were also with our friend Aggie. I don't know if that matters, but we went in there, and as soon as we left, like this was the night of the premiere, there was people outside in costume. As soon as we left, she yells, "Han Solo dies!"
Oh fuck!
I was like, "Shut the fuck up! You're trying to get my ass kicked?"
Right?
Because I'd hit someone if someone did that shit.
Yeah.
I'd be
What the
heated,
fuck?
dude.
And
So-
you're there dressed up like you're in your
the night of
you've got your
first-
Padawan braid and shit going. You know,
Your little
like-
rat tail.
and
You
then
cut all your
someone
hair
comes
off.
out and it's like Han Solo's dead. And you're like, bitch, you're gonna die today. You're gonna fucking die.
Just put them in a sleeper hold.
It was
Don't let
horrible.
go even after they tap.
Oh
You
my
fucking
God.
cut your rat tail and you choke her to death with it.
Fucking A.
You take it off.
Yes. Fucking A.
Yeah, as soon as she said that, I ran to my car as fast as I could. I did not want to get my ass kicked, dude.
Right
But yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to ask about that. Here's another question I wanted to ask.
Yeah, Luke cannot be fucked with that shit. Luke,
Yeah, they get the air out of the room.
like we did not get to get an answer out. Luke was like, well, first of all, motherfucker.
Record scratch.
I know a lot of useless facts about a lot of useless facts.
No, I think that's great. That was great. We all learned something. So another thing I wanted to ask is, how much toilet paper do you regularly use for each shit?
Too much.
Yeah,
man.
too much.
Way too much.
I don't
Like,
even.
how much?
I don't even poop a lot,
Like,
and I use too
Have you
much.
seen like the outtakes from Parks and Rec?
No.
He's like sitting in the doctor's office. And he's
Who?
like,
Who's he?
Chris Pratt
Okay,
is sitting in the doctor's office, and he goes, he's like, sometimes I'm back there and I wipe and I wipe and I wipe, and it's like wiping a marker, and that's how I feel. Like I feel like I'm just like swiping the
remember that.
top of a marker that I just opened. I'm like, God damn it!
I
dude."
heard Seth Rogen talk about it one time, and he was like, "I'm never like done wiping. I'm just
Yeah.
in between shits. Like it's just always like I just keep going until I feel like my asshole's about to tear thin like tissue paper,
For the
and then
first-
I'm done wiping."
I feel
first
like I'm in a
hour-
Mexican standoff with my asshole. Like,
For real,
yeah.
first hour after my shit, I'm like, fuck, did I wipe enough?
Dude, yesterday.
Did I really wipe
ever wipe
my
good?
asshole enough?
fucking yesterday, you shit like a fucking.
I know. I
Dude,
swear to
I
God.
gotta go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. Just wait for me.
Yeah.
That was me 8 times yesterday.
Yeah, and every time we turn
Like,
around,
man,
he'd just
my
get
ass
back.
has to poop.
He'd get back to the bathroom. He's
bad.
like, "Oh, I got shit."
What'd you eat? Skyline or some shit?
We had fucking, what did we have? We had
We had
Wendy's,
Wendy's, and then we had
El
Mexican
Jinete.
food.
Yeah, Mexican food.
How close together?
But they're on the same block.
about 3 hours.
Yeah.
About 3 hours. Yeah, they're on
block.
the same block.
Oh,
How
they're in
close
the
to
same
get-
neighborhood.
No, he meant like time, not distance.
It was two. No, see, I usually eat like once a day. All right.
How fucking close together they are next to you.
They like if,
You
like,
could throw a baseball and hit
how
one or the
soon-
other.
How
For
soon
real.
did you eat the 2 meals? I think is what he was saying.
2 hours, 2.5 hours.
Which, for me, I eat once a day.
That's,
Once a day.
That's
I
not
eat
healthy at
one-
all.
Like one big meal?
Like one big meal a day.
Beer makes
I
up-
had 2 big meals in a 2-hour time span.
Oh,
and
he's
woke
not-
up to
He's not a beer guy at all.
3 cups of black coffee.
This is rare.
Okay, well, I don't know. Beer makes up the rest of my calories, so I might eat like once a day, like you're talking about.
Yeah.
Snack here or there, but like I'm not even kidding. Beer makes up the rest of most of my calories most days.
Cannot
Like
do
I'm
beer.
not,
Pork chops.
and it.
Same calories as a pork chop.
every single beer that I'm drinking. That's why I can't get any fucking thinner. God damn it! Like I keep gaining weight.
Well, it's all carbohydrates that you're taking in, so you're just fucking yourself up.
Is it healthier to eat 12 pork chops or drink 12 beers though?
Oh fuck, probably the beers for sure.
Probably.
You think so?
I'm thinking that everything.
There's not fat in beer.
Well, like, okay,
it's just empty calories, dude.
Yeah.
That's
eat
what's
12
fucking you
pork
up.
chops and then tell me if you would have rather drank 12
Well,
beers.
actually, those 12 beers will lead you to eat 12 pork chops.
You know what I think?
Right.
We're a bunch of stoners pretending to be doctors right now. I think nobody here knows. Nobody here is qualified to tell you which one's better. But I'm gonna I don't think I could drink 12 pork chops. I don't, but I could definitely drink 12 Pabst.
I could definitely eat 12
so
pork chops.
I've got something
in
to get
one
into.
sitting.
Probably.
Fuck, I challenge
Dude, you give me some fucking A1,
I can
bro.
make that
We're
happen for
throwing
you.
down.
Let's be realistic. How much steak can you possibly eat in one
I
sitting?
have eaten
before getting sick. Like, let's be realistic. How much steak can you be thrown?
64 ounces of steak, probably, if I eat it slowly throughout the whole day.
Pound?
I'm talking pounds.
Yeah, 1 pound.
I'm talking 4 pounds, dog.
You're giving me at least like 5 pounds, and then that's when I'm done.
Christ.
I would be.
That's so much meat.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like fucking Arby's. I got all the meats. Like, I'm good with
He's
that.
got the meat.
I've got the meats.
We're not advertising.
Have the meat.
But at what point would you start getting the meat sweats?
Oh,
Did you ever
Like,
watch?
what pound would you get meat sweats at?
Did you ever watch the movie The Great Outdoors
No.
with John Candy?
Oh, yeah.
Where he had to go to that. This may be irrelevant, but basically, he went into a restaurant and he had to eat this giant ass steak, including the fat, in order to get all their meals for free. Have you ever had a competition like that where you had to eat it to sit the pay for everyone's meals? You ever been to a restaurant like that?
No, but
I won't do
there
it.
was like a point in time where I got tagged in like 30 of those fucking things in a month. They're like, eat this in 30 minutes and it's free. And I'm like, cool, I'm going to go to fucking Virginia now. Thanks for tagging me in this, Mom. Like, Jesus Christ.
Okay, so I've got something that I want to get into. You guys ever, like, as a kid, like, if you moved around a lot or anything like that, you had those friends that you met that, like, you might have been tight with for a long time and, like, you did everything with, rode bikes with, whatever the fuck it was, and then they just, like, you went your own separate paths because you moved and shit, and fucking, like, next thing you know, the person, there's no social media back in the day when we were kids, there's no way to link up, we didn't have fucking, somebody might have moved, there's no phone number for the new address that we're going to or anything like that, and you think that person's gone into the ether for the rest of fucking forever. So when this podcast starts, this dude, Nick Ruholt, walks the fuck in here and says, hey, did you used to live on Simpson? Like, and I'm like, in Fairfax? Who the fuck would know that? And then I look at his face and I see, like, without the beard, I'm seeing your little kid face because Nick was my fucking friend from years and years ago. And I'm over here while we're starting a podcast trying to process, like, old childhood memories and shit. Like, I remember riding bikes with this dude in the neighborhood, like, losing my front teeth and all this crazy shit. Like, did you guys ever have friends like that just, like, fell off the map?
Absolutely.
And reunited with?
They live on my street, and then I don't see them for, like, 10, 15 years, and then all of a sudden they're hanging around people I'm hanging out with.
Right.
I'm like, whoa, dude, that's fucking crazy. You don't even look the same.
Yeah.
Damn.
And next thing you know, you're on a podcast talking about shoving stump arms into your ass. You know, just
right.
every friendship reunion should go.
Hey, say la vie.
Yeah,
Dude,
indeed.
it's a fucking small world. It's a
Say
small
la vie.
fucking world out
It really
there.
fucking is.
This
Damn.
is blowing my fucking mind right now.
It's how I felt about with Pat for a little while because I hung out with that dude for like every day for an entire fucking summer.
Yeah, we hung out like crazy for a while, and then we just dropped off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, honestly,
how it works.
Pat,
Into the mic.
to add onto this, I just recently connected with my long lost sister.
Oh, yeah?
Like 24 years long.
What do you mean by
lost.
long
shit.
lost? Like you didn't even know she
Like
existed?
I didn't know. Yeah, I had no fucking clue.
I wanna hear this whole
One
story,
day,
yeah.
all right. So I woke up about 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, and I have a friend request from some girl who has like 8 mutual friends on Facebook. So I'm like, oh, she has seen the band. Everybody else who was her mutual friend is, we've either hung out with in this band or is a friend of the band mates. And I thought nothing of it. I was like, all right, cool. And so she messages me like 2 minutes later after I accept the friend request, and she goes, do you know who so and so is? And I was like, yeah, that's my biological father. And she goes, yeah, that's my biological father too. And I was like,
What?
right.
This just happened like recently in the last couple weeks.
Like
This
in
just
the last
happened
month.
This just happened to one of my friends also in
Yeah.
the last month. Like he just met his biological sister for the first time in fucking like the exact same amount of time. It seems like that many like 20 something fucking years and never
Nuts,
even
dude.
knew that they existed.
Yeah.
Probably crossed paths 100 times, like in the same friend groups and shit.
She like
crazy.
For real. She is friends with you on Facebook. She's friends with fucking. I'm gonna name drop here. Couple times. Lee Harden, Brad Hester.
Good old Alfred.
Yeah, like she's friends with like you guys on Facebook. I was like, how do you
last name?
No. So her last name is.
If you don't want to give her name out, you can just tell me afterwards.
Yeah, well,
that's fine.
We'll get into that later. You know, VIP.
Dude, that's fucking crazy though.
Yeah.
So are you guys gonna like start hanging out?
Yeah. So I met her for the first time the other day.
Do you guys look alike?
Yeah, it's nuts.
Is it?
Yeah, and we're Irish twins too. We're like 356 days apart.
Wow.
We're Irish twins. Yeah.
Dude,
it's weird.
I've never heard that expression before.
Neither have I.
But I like it.
That's
Irish
blowing
twins.
my
That's
mind.
cool.
That's
So
awesome.
like, okay, so she was born July 3rd. I was born July 12th.
Into the mic, Nick.
July 12th. Into the mic, Nick. And so for 9 days, we're both the same age until like my birthday. So yeah, that's what Irish twins is. Basically, like you have a sibling that you are the same age as for like a period of time, be it a month. It's usually like a month.
So did you tell your dad?
No.
Does he know about the? I'm assuming he does.
I
right?
mean, he knows. He knows. It's just we also have a mutual
hatred
relationship with our father.
Okay.
But yeah. So
dude, that's fucking crazy.
But
keep saying it.
What's more crazy is I asked her how she knew you and Brad and all them. She goes, "Oh, well, I went to hair school with Brad, and I know Pat from their band they were in." And I was like, "You mean Allies Aside, right?" And she was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "That played at like the Mad Hatter back in the day." She was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Yeah, we played with them like once or twice." And she was like, "Yeah, I think I might have seen you guys back then." I was like,
God, that's wild.
I'm so
what
sorry.
the fuck?
Dude,
yeah,
my mind is blown off for you. I understand.
First off, I was like, I'm sorry that you had to witness that. But
it was all a little weird back then, dude.
Like,
that's still so fucking nuts, man.
Fucking crazy. I'm telling you, like, past month. And she said she knows you and went to school with Brad. And I was like, fucking, wow. All right. Well, what's up?
Damn. So you said that happened to your friend, too?
What? Oh yeah, my buddy ended up. He doesn't have any contact with his dad. Like, doesn't know his dad at all. Like, he knows he's got a name, and that's it. He doesn't fuck with the dude because the dude was never around. So he's just like, I have no interest in meeting him. And then he just randomly, when he was, I don't want to get too specific so that nobody that's listening can figure out who I'm talking about. But he hosts an event every once in a while, and I guess through friends of that event, this person showed up and was like, had the same last name as his dad, and somehow they figured out that like that's both of their biological dads and shit. And she like knows the dude and all this crazy stuff. And I met her a few times, and apparently a bunch of my friends and like my friend group knew her for years and knew him for years, and they just never, because he has a different last name than her, so nobody could ever connect the dots on it. But they had interacted multiple times. Like, they had been around all the same friend groups, they listen to all the same music, go to the same fucking live shows, all this like same shit, and just never like met up and talked about anything. And like, it just turns out that they're brother and sister one day. Like, what the fuck? That's gotta be,
that's fucking nuts.
What did it do to you mentally? Like, just knowing that you didn't have any idea that there was another person out there?
At first?
No, I didn't.
Like, how do you get proof? Like, how do you know?
I haven't taken a DNA test, but she did. And she like name dropped this name and name dropped this name, and I was like, all right.
Yeah, it's legit.
What's up.
No, that makes sense. Yeah.
And then so I hit up a family member from that side of the family, and confirmed it. Like called a couple people, and they were like, yeah.
Whoa.
Basically, like that's what it was. It was like, yeah. So I guess that is her.
You always hear about stories about this online or through like people on movies and shit, and like. It's just, I can only imagine like what that would mentally do for someone.
It's very fucking weird because I had it
mind blowing. Yeah, what?
Yeah, I had it happen when I was like 19. I found out I had a half brother and half sister down in Kentucky.
Tell me about that.
Well, they came out of nowhere. They just hit me up and they're like, "Hey, do you know this guy?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's the dude."
Just randomly, they added you online.
Yeah, they added me on Facebook because they found my sister first, because my sister has the same last name as them. And they were like, your sister told us that you're her brother. And I was like, yeah. And they're like, you're our brother. And I was like, pardon me? What? And the girl,
Excuse me, sir.
And then I looked at the girl's profile picture and I was like, oh my God, it's me with makeup. Ugh. Yeah,
my sister.
I was like, I'm so sorry.
Oh, I love you in makeup.
No, good God. That's on weekends.
That's such a true bro.
But it was just, it's a weird thing because you're just like, how do I act towards this person now? Because like you're so programmed when you're a kid to be like, this is family. And then this person comes in like halfway through your life and they're like, no, we're family now.
My family was so tight-knit and close together. Go ahead, Luke. I'm sorry. You had your hand up all
I
polite.
hate it when like it's interrupted
Just
like
fucking
that and
throw it in.
acknowledged mid
It's comical.
conversation. Like you could have just kept going.
It's comical.
Fucking anyways. Like what are you guys gonna do about that now? Like are you just gonna go, okay, cool, I have a sister now, or are you gonna try to pursue a relationship? Same with you and your siblings that you discovered.
For me, we don't talk because it's weird.
I'm sure it's weird. That's what I would think. I'd be like, I don't know what how do you build off this?
Our relationship can be summed up as like that one dude that you added on Facebook that you met at a show, and you always know who he is when he likes your shit.
Yeah.
But you never talk to him because you're like, yeah, I know who he is. It's all right. And like every now and again, he'll like my little half brother will message me. He's like, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm like, "Good."
Well, do you have anything in common with them? Is that
no,
the thing?
like they're both like
they're both
like super country people.
It'd be like friends with anyone
Same
in your
with your
family.
sister.
Well, no, like
You guys have similar interests.
Yeah, we have a lot of similar interests.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, you know, like
The music.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
music at first, you know, and then she just we just like spitballed from, you know, just from little conversation. You know what I mean?
So have you pursued a relationship with her? Like, are you guys getting to know each other? And
yeah, I mean, like I said, it's only been a couple weeks, but honestly, you know, I can't really like make. I mean,
I'm sure
like,
you're at a complete loss. I don't understand.
Like, honestly, it has been within the past month, and I'm still a little shell shocked. You know what I mean? Like I've met up with her once in person, and it was great. I mean, we talked for a few hours. I was fucking actually late to band practice because of it, you know. But
that's a good,
reasonably
reason to be late.
No, we actually kicked him out. So.
Yeah, dude.
He got
that's
written
most
up.
unfortunate. So
Yeah,
what are
we
you
were
gonna
like-
do now?
I'm done.
Yeah, we were
Bill
like, so
got the
tired,
ticket
dude.
machine out, and he said, "All right, if you do this again,
Yeah, I was like, that's
so
strike
boring.
to merch booth. So.
strike one.
So it's crazy to me that you guys have the same interests because the same thing just happened to my buddy with his meeting his sister. They had like the same music interests, the same everything.
Yeah.
And to me, isn't that something to do with genetics then? Maybe some of the interests that we have are predisposed to like the DNA that we have floating
not
on
necessarily."
inside of us.
Yeah, no,
I have
because-
a brother that's 12 years younger than me. He's nothing like me. I mean, we like video games, but almost 50% of the whole population probably likes video games or more.
Yeah. Right.
You know, but I look nothing like my family or do anything like that.
Yeah.
So you can definitely have that. You can be the what is it? The
black sheep.
Black sheep.
Yeah.
You can be
Yeah.
the black sheep of the family.
Maybe it's
That's-
just more of a coincidence, and I'm using anecdotal
I think it's-
evidence from
Yeah.
two things that just
Yeah,
happened
yeah.
that seem crazy to me to describe.
I
one
think the
specific
chances
thing.
of you guys having something similar, especially not knowing anything of each other's existence, is fucking miraculous in a way.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
That means it's meant to be family. You know, I don't know. That's just is.
No, I mean
that's going to be a
how
good
I'm-
close relationship
that's
down the
how
road.
I'm taking it honestly.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
Keep
big
building
on
on
family.
that.
I'm big on, you know, like
Yeah.
especially with my siblings. Like
Yeah.
I love all of my siblings, and she just happened to like show up one day, and you know.
How did
was-
they feel? Your other siblings? Do they know?
Yeah.
Did she message all them?
They were the first. No, I mean, so like we're she's my sibling on my dad's side,
Okay.
and I don't know, you know, anything about that side as much as she knows. You know
Are
what
your
I mean?
siblings mostly like half siblings?
Yeah,
Okay.
all of my siblings are
Gotcha.
half siblings. So all of my siblings on my mom's side are the ones I'm all close with. You know, my little brother on my mom's side was actually the original bassist and put to rest. Funny enough.
What would that make her though? Is
She's my half sister, but she's my dad's kid, and all of like the siblings that I'm actually like close with and grew up with are on my mom's side.
Gotcha.
At that
So-
point, it would just be his brother's decision if they wanted to call her sister or not.
Oh, that's just my brother's sister.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, and that is super weird. Like that is super weird, but I mean, that's
what it
life.
is. Yeah. that's what
Yeah,
it
like
is.
I mean, you know, Cody has a story just like that. You know, Billy has practically the same exact story. You know, like that. It's shitty, but that's kind of what life like throws at you nowadays.
Yeah.
It happens a lot. There's always
Dads.
like Yeah, it's always the dad fucking something up.
The bastard sermon, am I right?
I listened to Brett Ernst talk about this on one of his comedy specials. Go get that motherfucker's special for free on YouTube. He put it out for free. It's called Principal's Office. But he has a joke in there where he was like, it's always dads dealing out the issues. It's never moms. He was like, I'm not saying there's no shitty moms, but there's no moms setting up apartments for their side dick. Like, you never hear about a mom with a whole new family that nobody fucking knows about. I was like, that's some true fucking shit. Like, everybody that I know is all fucked up because their dad usually.
Dude, I mean, not at all.
It happens, but with the mom, definitely. But,
no, dude, I grew up with this girl. We were best friends, and when we turned 13, her mom just disappeared.
Yeah, I'm saying,
and like the last thing we heard, her
just
vanished.
Like,
what do you mean?
Like she just left, like up and left in the middle of the night one night and never came back. We haven't heard from her. The last time we heard from her, she was in New York and was a lesbian.
She's around. She's alive.
Yeah, but that was the last we heard of her, and that was in like 2011.
Good lord,
that's some dark shit. What if she died or something? What the fuck?
We have no idea.
How fucking crazy is it that people in the world, hundreds, if not thousands of people, if not more, vanish every single day. No one knows where they go. They're gone without a trace. Like, you turn your back, they're gone.
Yeah.
Into the ether.
Or how many people can flip off that switch and be like, yeah, I don't give a fuck about my kids anymore.
It's just, what the fuck? Yeah, that's some crazy shit.
It's a lot darker when you bring it to that level, definitely.
This has gone to
what a fun way.
That's okay, that's okay. I got something I wanted to talk about.
Welcome to therapy on the Bastard Sermon.
What they do when they run away is put butter up their ass.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude,
that's how we turn this thing around.
Let's get into it. Thanks for reminding me again.
There we go. Here we go.
So seriously, like, how much money is it going to take to shove a whole stick of butter up your ass?
In my current
least amount of money.
My current financial situation?
Like, let's say right now, right here, I give you
$78.
My current financial situation, give me like $5,000. That butter's going
right up my ass. That's a lot of money for a stick of butter, fella. Yeah, I'd go like $500 probably.
I'd say
$500 cash to throw on the table. All right, it's going in there. Film it, throw in another $5.
Because butter melts at body temperature, or a little bit under body temperature. So it's gonna get easier as you shove it up. And you already shit logs bigger than that as it is. But you know, it can't be painful.
That's not shit coming out of your ass.
No, hold on. Butter. It has to be like,
and it's hot butter. It's butter at almost 100 degrees.
And then you gotta fart it out.
Yeah, you're like, you got butter farts.
Butter farts
for 2 days.
Butter farts and shits would just look so soppy and gross, but I bet you would come out so fast.
Dude, I got hemorrhoids.
Oh yeah,
I've made this point so many times. The hemorrhoids.
You might not have to wipe after.
You might not even have to push or pinch at all.
Yeah.
So that's so funny that you bring that up, because I looked up something called anus butter.
Because of course you did.
Hello.
All right, so
because of course.
Urban Dictionary, of course, but anus butter is when a guy fucks you up the ass with his big dick and cuts your anus hole, and cuts the cut gets infected in a thick liquid like butter stuff, leaks out of your anus pus. It's really nasty.
Like when you think it's gonna be relative to what you're talking about. And then it's infinitely worse.
Yeah, I think that's called pus, Patrick.
So like in the
it's anus butter.
No, I don't.
But this would be actual butter.
Is that the medical term?
If it's coming out of your ass, it's anus butter. It's not pus.
Yeah, I mean,
God.
So seriously, like, let's say I give you, like, I tossed $100 on the table right now with a generally medium-sized stick of unsalted butter.
We're talking like one of those like 99, like, you know, those like
they
5 packs that are like 99 cents.
Here, split between the two of you.
Yeah, just like right up. Yeah, give me $100.
I'm a cheap whore. If you're just talking one stick of butter,
$100. Yeah, that goes. A little bit goes.
$100 going. $100 now. $100. 80. Do I hear $80? Do I hear $80?
If it's softened in the microwave first, I'll go $80. Of course. Film it. Throw me a couple hundo.
Soft in the microwave, you might as well get a funnel and just pour that.
No,
shit
bro.
out,
I'm talking 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Just get the outside nice and soft. I want to rock hard.
Yeah, but also they're gonna be shoving it up your ass. It's just gonna be melting as. Like they try to shove it up.
I'm not an expensive girl.
Buttery butthole.
Well, no, they have to shove. You have to shove it up yourself, so you can go at your own pace. But you have to get the whole thing in there.
Wait,
it can't be all melted in your hand.
Patrick,
it's not physical to go up. What?
Can I go reverse turd cutter instead of like turd cutter out? It's like turd cutter in. Like
what's turd cutter?
So your butthole's your turd cutter. You put it in there and then you tighten your anus like asshole Kegels. Okay. You know the Kegels women are doing to tighten their pussy muscles. You tighten your asshole muscles. It's Kegels for your butthole.
It's called pinching.
Tighten it all on.
That's all you had to say was Kegels. I was on board with that.
I like the pinching.
Ass Kegels. What were
so
you
you're
say,
saying
Billy?
like you're gonna like pinch off a little bit at
into
a time?
me? Yeah. Is that acceptable?
I mean, if the whole stick goes in, yeah.
Like my asshole's taking
strategy. Honestly,
but you have to get like a whole quote unquote mouthful of butt.
No, I figured it out.
Full of butt.
I figured it out. I got it. So you take those vampire teeth that you get from Halloween, you take bubble gum, you chew it a little bit, you put it in the inside part. The bubble gum protects your asshole from the sharp plastic of the vampire teeth for Halloween. You insert it into your anus, and then every time you tighten down, you have fake plastic vampire teeth that can chomp off the little bits of butter and get it into your butthole. So you take it a bite at a time, and 4 bites, you're $80 richer.
Good.
You're
Lord.
welcome, guys.
$80.
It went from a commercial.
It went
honestly.
from a $100 deal.
Shoving butter up your ass.
They need to make a new version of the movie Teeth.
Yeah.
With the dude's anus and butter.
It's just butter. It's just called butter.
That'd be the great idea.
Starring Robert De Niro. What were we gonna say, Luke?
I said, how did it start with a $100 deal to you saying you'll take 80?
I heard 80. Let's hear 60.
Why did you go $20 cheaper there, bud?
No, because he was like, I heard 100. Does anybody say 80? Anybody say 80? I was like, I'm a cheap girl. I'll take 80.
You know, one day I'm gonna break him down, and it's gonna be about $5.
One day
and then
he's
we're gonna
gonna
do it live on the podcast just for you folks.
One day he's gonna be like, I'll pay you.
Buy me a pack of smokes.
Yeah, you owe me.
Like, I'll buy the butter.
I'm old and dejected doing the podcast with 3 listeners. Buy me a pack of smokes, and I'll smoke it through my cancer hole in my neck and feed the butter in my butt.
End up being like that one guy that would eat anything on YouTube.
Fucking LA Beast.
LA Beast.
Yeah.
No,
Is he dead?
No,
He's a powerful
no.
idiot. I love that guy because of how stupid he is. Like he's just eating fucking 10 cactuses in a row and washing it down with toothpaste and mouthwash. Like, you're gonna die young, but I appreciate the content that you're putting out there, buddy.
I had only just discovered him from the post on the Bastard Sherman Facebook
We talked
page
about him on
group,
That's
which
not
you guys
true because we
should
talked about
join.
it on the podcast one time.
We talked about it on Tim
I
Souls
super
episode,
don't
actually.
remember it.
That's okay.
I need a beer. I'll be back.
Yeah, but yeah, there's times where he's eating like these 10-year-old or decade-year-old, whatever, fucking so many year old. No, not the Crystal Pepsi, but hamburgers in a can.
Oh, fuck.
What the fuck?
Dude, it's nasty.
That is already nasty. If it was like,
Just imagine how much
yesterday.
money he's making from doing that.
If I could look this up fast enough while keep talking,
I believe
I would,
you.
but I'm not going to. But if you can, look that up later. LA Beast Old Burger Challenge. I guess it's what he also eats cactus, just straight up cactus.
I've had cactus jelly.
What is that?
Cactus jelly? That's a thing?
Hold on.
Yeah.
What does it look? Does it
It's
hurt?
green.
Does it prick?
No, it does. No, well, no.
It's got little pricks on it.
I mean, that would have been cool. But no, it was delicious. It was like minty.
Minty?
That was delicious.
Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, as you guys heard, Cody said he was getting a beer.
Yeah,
this
there's
man
4.
came up with 4 more beers.
Supplying beer for the podcast. I'm sorry
that's a
for
good
trying
point.
to be generous, Luke.
Oh, no way.
Very
Dude.
nice. Thank
He
you very
fully
much.
intended to drink all of
Cheers.
those himself.
What a generous young man. Yeah, cheers.
If that one's empty, I'll throw it away for you there. No, I'm not going to drink fucking 4 beers by myself and then go drive myself home in the rain, Luke. I'm not.
Is it raining right now?
It is.
Yeah.
Dude, it's supposed to rain for 6 to 7 days.
Can't wait for it to be flooded again. That'll suck
yeah.
balls.
I live by the river, you maniac. Shut your
So,
mouth.
what was that like when it flooded?
I live over by Miami Hamilton.
So recently,
University.
and not too long ago, it flooded. Like the water raised about like 30 feet or something, maybe even more. Did that affect you at all?
No.
Dude,
But
can
it
you
will in the
imagine
next
losing,
6 to 7 days.
Let's say you're sleeping in bed,
Yes.
and you wake up and the whole, like you get out to go to the bathroom or some shit, and you just step in like a foot of water that's in your home.
Well, what have you just described as the plot for the Titanic?
I don't know that that's exactly the plot for it.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I remember them being on a big boat
I
in
was-
an iceberg.
I'd say it's
there was
the
definitely-
plot of Hurricane Katrina.
That's
maybe.
their home, all right?
Okay, there has definitely been some shit in the Titanic that we should talk about. I think we talked about it once before, but I want your opinion, guys. So, Rose, you remember how she was super in love with Jack?
Segway.
Yeah, well, we're going to get into it. So, you know, Rose was really into Jack. They only were in the boat together for like a couple of days or some shit. But basically, after he died, she got married to someone. And when she died, after the 40, 50 years of them being together, having family, grandkids, all that shit, in the afterlife, she goes back to Jack, who she met for 2 days. So, what the fuck happens to the dude?
Oh.
Hold on there, bud.
He shows up to the afterlife and he's like, "What the
where's
fuck?"
my woman that I spent 50 years of my life with? And
She's been
raised a
banging
family?"
another dude for 58 years.
She's been picturing of Leonardo DiCaprio's sweet face as every time they fucked.
Well,
Yeah, she's been
ideally,
getting railed by a different dude for 58 years. She's 100 years old. And she's like, all I can think about is that dude that I fucked in a car for one day.
I'll never let go,
on
Jack.
a big boat that fucking fell into the bottom of the earth forever.
Oh, damn.
That's all I can think about while I'm like raising my kids and I've got a husband and a whole family that I've built. Is that one dude that I fucked that one time on a boat?
I read that they could.
Yeah, but did you see Leonardo DiCaprio in that movie?
I mean, he's a dream.
I mean, I'd fuck him.
I'd think about that for 58 years.
I read that they couldn't even find single proof that the character named Jack that she described was ever
it was all
even
bullshit.
on the fucking boat.
No,
you
dude,
mean
you
mean
seen-
Hollywood make shit up? What are you talking about,
So wait,
Luke?
is Rose fake?
How dare you?
amazing.
No.
Story.
Well, yeah, no, dude.
is?
That's
Okay.
You can't lie in movies.
No, dude. That was the
No,
documentary.
the best thing to dive into is the conspiracy theory about the Titanic that Jack's a time traveler.
Explain.
Because he is. Duh. The evidence is there.
What do you mean it's a time traveler?
They're like, if you have time, like look up this theory. There's like,
I'm
there's
already
a bunch
on
of-
it,
Tell
bud.
me. Look it up.
Yeah.
Young Rachel and young Luke.
Out of all
There's a conspiracy theory
It's
out
Young
there.
Frog.
Also, there's fucking conspiracy theory that Greece was all a dream.
Do you have a lot of conspiracy theories?
Yes, I do. Just
Let's-
like
can we
Paul
seg-
McCartney.
We're going to segue from Titanic.
Are you talking
Paul
about
McCartney?
Paul McCartney?
Hold on,
Yeah.
hold on. Let's get into the Titanic, and then we're going to go on to your conspiracy theories. And I want to talk about that shit. So tell me more about this.
The Titanic one.
The time.
Like he'd have to like they have somehow connected the Great Gatsby being a thing. Luke has it.
I've got it. I've got 6 facts that prove Jack from Titanic is actually a time traveler.
Oh, my God.
According to the theory, Jack Dawson is actually a time traveler. Jack gambles for a Titanic
Into the
ticket.
mic, Luke.
Jack gambles for a ticket to board the Titanic. Jack has to hustle to get a Titanic by gambling for a ticket. Why? Well, because he has no currency from that time period. Okay, yes, it's a little suspicious, and there could be other reasons, but it's not totally out of the realm of possibility, right? Taken with the following facts, time travel definitely begins to seem like the most likely explanation. Here's where things start to get a little weird. Jack claims to have gone ice fishing at Lake Wissota.
Okay.
Perfectly reasonable, except that Lake Wissota, a man-made lake in Wisconsin, was built in 1917. That's 5 years after the Titanic sank.
Case closed.
Jack mentions riding the roller coaster at the Santa Monica Pier. In the classic King of the World scene, Jack tells Rose that he'll take her to the Santa Monica Pier.
Luke. When did this podcast become us reading clickbait articles on?
I mean, I
fucking
would
internet?
love
10
to
facts
figure
to
out
prove
how
the
he's-
Titanic was wrong. You won't believe number 7.
That just means whoever wrote that movie was super sloppy.
This one seems very factual.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
His super dreamy haircut was completely out of place for the early 1900s.
Yeah, seriously.
That's probably like one of my favorite ones.
That's a good conspiracy
The Grease
theory.
one that like Rose, like not Rose, but Sandy was like had died or like was in a coma from like going swimming,
Jesus.
and that her whole like, and she like because Danny tried to drown her. And then she had a dream that she fell in love with him, and that whole movie was a dream. They're like, it's explained by the car floating at the end.
Oh yeah, they really summed up that.
That's it.
Case closed.
Yeah.
Have you guys been
So-
seeing that flat earthers are denying Australia is a thing?
Yeah,
No.
that's my favorite
What?
thing. That's my favorite thing.
Can we pull this up too?
I said that to my friend who like lives in Australia. Is Australian was like, I fucking knew it. I knew you weren't there.
I know.
Piece of shit.
They have a whole.
I know who
fucking,
you are.
I've heard about this for forever, but now I see it like people are sharing the shit out of it on the internet. And I'm like, I don't. They think that like is it a fucking troll? Like my brain's boggled that people would actually be so stupid as to think that an entire continent of people are lying about it being a place. Like they're all paid by what government? The New World Order? That doesn't work like this.
Don't
Like,
you
what
bring wrestling into this?
Yeah, I know. It's like how the fuck?
NWO,
How do you keep a
son.
secret between two people? Kill one of them because
I've got
nobody
an
can keep a
article.
fucking
Let's hear
secret.
it.
Flat Earthers' latest conspiracy claims Australia isn't real.
Bam.
More than 200 people attended the Flat Earthers conference in Birmingham,
How many?
UK. 200 people, just 200. Their
What the fuck?
numbers are few, but
That's
their
still too
power
many.
is great. In April, because apparently that there are that many and even more people who truly believe the world is flat. Unsurprisingly, the conference included many bizarre theories, including the one about how gravity doesn't exist, and even a juicy conspiracy theory about our very real neighbors over in Australia. The whole country, which, as you know, is pretty massive, does not exist, according to some flat earther conspiracy theories.
Well, I mean, they've never been in space. They've probably never flown a plane or been in a plane or some shit.
That
Why
dude
would
got
they
close. He made himself a rocket, shot himself like 500 feet in the air, and then came straight down, broke a lot of his bones, and was hospitalized.
It's not like
You
somebody
go higher next time.
So what do they think if they go to an airport and they're like, I need a ticket, I'm flying to Australia, and they just go to the airport's just like, fuck, they know.
So the very first podcast we ever had was a live Facebook video with a flat earther in Cody's garage. And he's been in planes, and he said he couldn't see the curvature of the Earth at all. And when the we interviewed him on the day of the eclipse, which I don't know if you saw that shit, but that was fucking mind-blowing itself. He said he didn't feel like going outside to look at it. I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
And if any of these
was your proof, motherfucker.
Quick shout out. If any of you listeners are flat earthers, we'd love to have you on and make fun of you for 2 hours straight. Because
we'll
you
let you
guys
dig
seem
yourself
like
in a hole. We'll
complete-
listen, and then we'll fucking turn around.
And then I will shred you for the rest, the entire next hour and a half. Like, I'll just destroy your entire life, and you'll go home crying, and you'll regret that you did it. We'll still release it, and you'll look like a
where I
fucking
live,
asshole.
and then you'll do something about it later, I'm sure.
My favorite.
There goes our flat
Glad it's not
earther
my house.
episode ever happening.
Fuck flat earthers, I don't want it to happen. That's why I'm trying to put it out there now. Hey, if you listen to the Bastard Sermon, know that Cody doesn't like the flat earthers.
But seriously, if you're a flat earther, please come on. We
Contact Luke Young.
My
At
favorite
thebastardsermon@gmail.com.
screenshot ever is from the Flat Earth Society Facebook page, and somebody put, we have members all around the world.
Around the globe.
And somebody commented, was like, say that, but slower.
Yeah, I've seen that. It's
Dude,
hilarious.
it's fucking insane. Because you've all been in planes, right?
Yeah.
I don't think
I've
you
never
can really
flown.
see the
You don't
Earth's
fly
curvature
high
that
enough.
well.
I could definitely, you can kind of see a
I've
little
never
bit.
flown in my life.
I personally, I mean, I feel like I've seen it. Rachel, have you seen it?
You're not
Would you say you've
supposed
seen
to
the
be from
curvature
that
a little
height.
bit? Not really.
Well,
that
Steve-O
much.
even said, he was like on Rogan's podcast, he was like, I was in a fucking jet. Like a fucking
He's in
Air
one of those
Force jet.
crazy
Yeah.
ones that go above
Yeah,
into
that
the
go to like the
stripe.
fucking edge of the earth pretty much. And he was like, I saw the earth was round. Like I was
Yeah.
there.
And there's a picture. There's several satellites
countless
that have
evidence.
a live feed.
Dude, no,
that provide a
those-
new picture
no.
of the Earth at 1 minute
That's a
every
graphic
fucking
designer,
minute.
dude.
Guys,
You know
it's
how
all
it
fake.
is.
Yeah, what an
They're
asshole I
funded.
am to trust the governments that have no connection to each other across
Look,
the entire world.
they
Like,
make-
who the fuck? How the fuck do these fucking people really keep this thing going? I feel like it's 10 idiots, and the rest of the world thinks these 10 idiots are so compelling that they blow it up into it's a fuckload of idiots.
Well, there's a lot of idiots, and they'll just do whatever the
idiot champion.
Yeah,
like,
the idiot that has the most confidence.
The
They'll be
alpha
like,
idiot.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I know what to do. All right, I'll do follow you. Like whatever fucking Joe Rogan, I think he was saying something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But you said you had other conspiracy theories.
The Paul McCartney one.
I've seen this. Go
is-
into it.
Paul
Yeah.
McCartney apparently died in 1968, decapitated from a car accident, and they
my
replaced
Lord.
him with a lookalike. And that's
They
how
call him Fall McCartney
Did he-
in this
so
documentary.
ever since here's how we prove this, even though it's bullshit.
Well, yeah.
Did he make any new music after the
Yeah,
car
dude.
accident?
Yeah, he looked
there you
like,
go.
but he
It's
looked
fucking
just
solid.
like him, dude. No.
No, so
sounds
they,
just
I watched this hour-long fucking documentary about it on YouTube, and this dude had me believing, and I was like, oh, fuck, dude. And then, at the end of it, he was like, no, you fucking idiot. And just pulled the rug out from
Shut
under
the
me.
fuck up.
And I was like, oh, he's
yeah, so
right.
one of
What
the
a
things
troll.
they use,
Yeah.
what's the album? Is it Abbey Road where they're all walking down the street and
Yeah.
their legs are like everybody except for they were like John's legs and fucking Ringo's legs and whoever the other George's legs, they're all facing to the left in the front. And then if you notice, Paul McCartney's the only one with the right leg forward. It's because the MI5 went in there and they couldn't possibly let anybody know that Paul had died in a car accident. The only way that the band could communicate to the world this wasn't real Paul, this was fake Paul, is by hiding little messages in their album covers. And this dude went balls deep into the most ridiculous
That's crazy.
fucking reasoning that I've ever heard ever.
Fun fact about that album, Abbey Road, they only did that famous picture where they're at out of laziness.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're actually going to do the original photo on top of Mount Everest, but they just didn't have the budget at that time.
And just imagine how fucking miserable everybody is that lives on that road.
Yeah, imagine the businesses, they probably promote
Yeah.
the shit out of it. Area 51, over in what is it? What, Arizona or some shit?
You and your fucking friends can hold up traffic. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Just fucking pause real quick walking across this road.
Laziness? Fuck, I would rather do a photo shoot in the street than climb that fucking mountain.
Do you think they're gonna climb it or just have a helicopter?
They're
it
gonna
would take
fly
so
up there.
long.
Either way, it's still gonna be a fucking process.
Well,
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you have to stop and be used to the elevation of the air because you can get sick. You could die.
Yeah, fuck that.
Also, fuck mountain climbers.
Fuck Mount Everest, dude.
Fuck you,
Fuck
bud.
Mount Everest.
Dude,
There's
I
For
went,
being
pictures.
overachievers, you fucking amazing people. Fuck you, dude.
dude, I went to fucking Red River Gorge
God damn, you're
Love it.
skilled.
with fucking a bunch of my friends, and we hiked fucking 19 miles.
Yeah, it's awesome.
No.
It's fucking hard.
That sounds fantastic.
I remember at one point, like, I legit, like, everybody was so far ahead of me, and I was just like,
What?
I, like, hit this point where it was like, I couldn't find the turn to get towards the parking lot, and I was just standing at the edge of this thing, and I was like, this is where I die. All right.
Did
I
you
don't know
see
where I'm going.
Billy, what was that thigh chafe like by the end of the 19 miles?
It was fucking awful.
Bro, because I know as a fellow Husky boy that, like, the thigh chafe is powerful when you fucking
And no, and
walk
then,
around.
you know what's
Fucking
fucking
A.
bullshit? He knows the people I went with. The
And you didn't bring
Sulkins.
no baby powder because you
fuck-
didn't know you're going to be walking 19
No.
miles. They're like, we're going to go on a quick hike.
No.
Like, oh, awesome, a quick hike. A quick hike to them is
Well,
we're
then-
going to be in the wilderness for 4 days.
The best part,
Cocksuckers.
at the end of the night, they're like, "Oh yeah, we're hiking up again to Cloud Splitter, and we're
Yay.
Gonna, and we're gonna fucking like we're gonna camp up there for the night." And I was like, well, how do you get up there?" And they're like, "It's a straight, like pretty much like a straight incline
Steep
up."
as
And I was
fuck.
like, "Cool, I'll sleep in the van," and I did. And it was fucking awesome. And then the next day we get back home, they're like, "All right, so we're playing Ultimate Frisbee today, right?" And I was just like, "What is fucking wrong with you people?"
You're like
Still trying to
pulling your
recover
shirt
from
up.
day one.
What are you? You serious?
Yeah, like I literally fell asleep in a chair. Like as soon as we got home, like there's a picture of it. And then we went and played Ultimate Frisbee, and
You can hear your heartbeat beating in your
Yeah.
eyeballs, and you're like, I don't think I should be able to feel it here in my eyes.
Yeah, I was done for. But
There's
it was
some-
beautiful.
There's some parts of Red River Gorge that are terrifying.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrifying. We recently went. We talked about this briefly in the last podcast, or not the last one, but recently with Simon Raver. I don't remember what episode number that was, but we went over there and they were drinking on the hikes, and they were dangling off the edge of these cliffs
Dude,
of
there's fucking-
500-foot drops, and they don't understand. Like it takes hours to find people on these things. Like if they fall, they're gonna find them with their
You're dead.
fingers ground down to the bone because they're trying to hang
Faces
onto the wall.
degloved.
Their faces are degloved, and their bodies are just a mangled gumwad, amoeba form shape of meshy, fluid, bloody guts.
They
Dude,
can
just
only
imagine
identify you by your
Dude.
tattoo scraps.
I know people that fucking go there and do acid.
Yeah, that sounds amazing,
And then
actually.
fuck-
I mean, I bet that sounds cool in certain areas, but when you're over by the
What's wrong with
cliffs,
that, Billy?
I
in
have
those
a
areas where
Just
there's
the,
no,
like
oh.
the amount of heights that you have to deal with there, and then that, like
be
I
fine.
imagine it's like a fucky kind of situation.
I have a friend who lives
be
in
alright.
Colorado who went and did it out in the mountains, and that sounds like a very spiritual.
Acid doesn't make you
I bet that
crazy.
is.
You'll never be like,
I
I'm
just
going
didn't
to
know-
fly now.
no,
Like,
I just didn't think it like if it made you like paranoid, like getting around shit.
Oh, yeah, that'll
hold on.
definitely
Let me
happen
ask
in
this,
the
Luke.
woods. Yeah, you'll be scared as fuck,
So-
but it'd be awesome.
Luke, you're very experienced. Cody, you're very experienced. Now, what is walking like on acid? Can you walk, or is it like
Yeah.
you have a
Yeah,
drunk
you
kind
can
of
walk.
vibe? Like
You're not drunk at all,
You don't
no.
lose your balance at all. You've never skipped over
No.
yourself. Like legitimately, you've never had any part of like, oh, I have to sit down.
No, it's all inside your head. It's like you see shit.
You don't feel like a body kind of. I've never done psychedelics.
Oh, well,
so-
my,
Okay, so you
my
can get
body feeling to it when I do it is like I can definitely feel my heartbeat, like every beat.
I really
want to
clench my teeth a lot. Like I'm
Yes,
always
like
like,
yeah, I feel tight, like
Yeah,
I'm
I- like, you
flexing.
gotta
I've noticed that.
Always
Everyone-
flexing,
Yeah,
like
so-
moving and shit. Like
So
constantly.
moving around does like feel good,
I remember-
especially when you're outside and whatnot. Like I love running around with my dog on it. You know.
Oh, I'm sure that's a wonderful experience.
Oh, it's
Especially if you have a very
fantastic.
positive energy next to you.
Well, then what's the one drug you wouldn't do when you go hiking?
2,5-I,
What the fuck is that?
I mean,
That's
ketamine.
Oh,
I
well,
wouldn't
yeah.
smoke meth before a nice hike.
Probably. Well, I mean, alcohol is a
neither.
drug. You know,
Alcohol's
Yeah.
probably a
I wouldn't
terrible
wanna
decision.
I don't want to do anything that it's going to make me lose my balance. I'll smoke weed the whole time. I fucking love doing that. What's up?
I recently tried DMT.
Oh, tell us
Recently?
about that. Did you get a good?
How
Did you
long
blast
ago?
off,
Yeah.
or did you just kind of get?
Yeah,
up
I
there?
did. It was
What?
awesome.
Did you cross
All right,
over, dude?
let's start over.
See
Let's
the little.
let's start from the beginning.
Okay, so I went to my friend's house who likes to give me stuff, and
Like DMT.
yeah, stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Jesus.
not
Drug stuff.
yeah, drug stuff.
Allegedly, this is a
and-
fictional story for Luke's
Allegedly,
paper that he's writing for school. Keep
Yeah,
going.
dude. And so I asked my friend about like stuff I hadn't done before, and I was like, I was listening to Joe Rogan on the way here, and they were talking about DMT and what it feels like, and my friend was like, well, I have a bowl packed of it right now.
Were you listening to the episode where he was telling the Stanhope story, where Stanhope almost died and shit?
Yes.
Okay, keep going. Sorry.
Yes, and then my friend was like, well, I've got a bowl packed of it right now, so you want to hit it? I was like, yeah. So I hit it, and she was like, you want to keep hitting it? I was like, yeah. So she basically, she eventually gave it the whole bowl to me. She just had me kill it, and it was freaking awesome. It it was so cool, especially when she handed me the Jimi Hendrix Experience album. Like, staring at that was really fucking cool.
Did you go full blast off where you left your body and you weren't able to return for a couple minutes?
No, not that far.
You didn't smoke enough then. You didn't do it right.
So, I had visuals.
So explain the visuals. Explain as soon as you hit it, like what happened.
Astral projection,
Walk us through like the moment you hit it and when you knew you were like, oh fuck, here we go. Tell me about the experience. Like, it's DMT, dude. I want a good story.
You didn't do it
what
enough.
I felt when I did it, it was like a 15-minute LSD experience.
I've seen people smoke it and like they'll have like an hour of like body something, and I've also seen people blast off into the next dimension. It's the way that Rogan describes it. You take one hit and you suck it all the way into your lungs. Allegedly, this is all a fictional story I'm writing for school, but you suck it all the way into your lungs and you exhale it, and you start feeling yourself levitating at that point. Suck another one hit, and then you can feel the spaceship about to take off, and then the third one is what really breaks you through the atmosphere, and at that point, it's the only one that's like full on, like next to ketamine. It's disassociative. It separates you from your body. You're no longer a being anymore. You're transported to another dimension that you couldn't describe in words if you wanted to. Like, you could attempt to, but you'll never. Is it like
looking through a kaleidoscope or some shit?
You couldn't explain it like that, man. It's not like that at all. It's like if you were to, you just have to do psychedelic drugs to know what they're like. It's hard to like put it in the words.
Maybe
just imagine the dude from fucking Bring Me the Horizon, then, who was on ketamine playing shows. Yeah, he was on ketamine playing shows for like 4 or 5 years.
Ketamine's super disassociative, so that sounds bad. But I only ever smoked DMT once. I have never blasted off. The one time I did it, it was like some shitty orange stuff, and I don't know. I think that it means it was pretty impure. But we added a light bulb, like the way that you smoke meth. I've never smoked meth, but it is the way you smoke it. And
a lot of people do smoke.
Take the filament out of the light bulb, and you take the little filament out, and then you punch a hole through it, and you screw the thing back in.
This is how you do drugs, kids.
Yeah, and then we light the bottom of the light bulb and inhale it. And I was on my friend, his mom had just left at his apartment, and she was like, you could live here, but you're going to be evicted in about 2 months. So his whole life just falls apart, and he was like, fuck everything. He was just like, all the furniture's gone, the bill's not getting paid. We're just sitting there getting belligerent, fucking drunk, and like there's like comforters on the ground. And when I took in the second hit, I didn't feel anything the first time. Blew it all out, deep hit, blew it out, and then I took the second one, and I felt the fucking blankets wrap around my body and start levitating me Aladdin style off. And it wasn't like you couldn't see it happening, but I could just feel like it felt like my soul wanted to be disconnected from my body, and I was like, fuck that, and I just fucking set it down. Like, I can't do this. This is too intense. Like, I've done my fair share of psychedelics, but I can't do that one. Like, that one's just like, I can't blast off on something.
I need that
like that.
experience.
It was just so
it sounds wild.
Intense.
Yeah. I don't know.
Nick, you never done that?
Whoa, that's new.
You ever had any crazy drug stories you want to share on the internet for all your family and the rest of the people forever to know?
Oh, let me think.
I do it every week, so it can't be that bad.
No, I've never really done psychedelics. I mean, I've eaten enough shrooms to like be giggly as fuck for a few
definitely
hours.
Psychedelics, my friend.
Yeah, but like never really tripped, never really had any visuals off of shrooms, just been like super giggly for like 5 hours.
The first part of
that's
shrooms, if you only eat a little bit, it's all giggles. That's all it is. You just laugh at anything. I love it.
I want to do a hero's dose.
5 grams.
I absolutely want to do a
silence
hero's
and
dose.
darkness.
Yep.
That's scary as fuck.
That's fine. I'm down with the experience. Like most people, when they talk to me about doing their LSD,
tell people what a hero dose is that don't know.
Well, it's 5 grams of psilocybin mushrooms.
Terrence McKenna had this idea that if you took 5 grams of psilocybin mushrooms, you could reach some pinnacle of like psilocybin tripping that like is the. It's like what you're looking to aspire to in a mushroom trip as far as like a spiritual experience goes and being interconnected with the universe and all this crazy
He
shit.
was losing his hearing, but he was able to hear every tack of the foot of the line of ants on his back porch as he laid on the ground.
It's actually a different guy.
Did you hear about the guy that
I thought it was the
said
same
he
dude.
could see into the future?
No.
When he like did a certain kind of mushroom.
He had all kinds of weird theories and thoughts and ideas that,
like how he thought the world was going to end.
What?
And, like,
I think he was a big Mayan calendar guy.
No, and he saw like no, he wasn't a Mayan calendar guy. He just saw like some shit happen.
You're talking about Terrence McKenna?
I think he was on Rogan.
Dennis McKenna, his brother was on, but Terrence died before he ever got to get on Rogan.
Let's say Dennis was on there, and he was talking about how he saw cows floating in like his like reality in the future.
Yeah,
and then he like there was a flood happening. And like a few days
later,
like
the Titanic?
No, like a few days later, there's a flood happening. He had to go to his like cabin. He had like in a remote location to get like all of his like.
Oh no, you're talking about Robert or Paul Stamets, the mushroom guy that came out with the mushroom hat on and the beard and shit. Yeah, and that's Paul Stamets.
He had to go get like all of his like findings and shit from this cabin, and he's driving back to like meet with his friends, and he looks over in this field and it's like flooded, and he just saw cows floating.
Yep, that was the same thing. And he also believed that neurogenesis could be happening when you would take psilocybin mushrooms, neurogenesis being the rebuilding of neural pathways that have been destroyed inside of your brain. So if your sense of smell is gone, then this neurogenesis triggered by psilocybin mushrooms could regrow that. And this goes back to what you were talking about with the ants. The thing that you're referencing is he used to have a mentor, a psychedelic mentor that he would talk to, who said that he had been like losing his sense of hearing, and he didn't have his hearing aid in, and he took a heroic dose and called Paul Stamets, and he had said that he was on his deck laying down just like catatonic, embracing the mushrooms and everything that was going on, and he felt this like clicking in his ear, and it just got louder and louder and louder, and then he looked over and he realized the clicking was a trail of ants walking, and he was like, I haven't been able to hear like this in fucking forever, like this is crazy.
Imagine tripping but being in that world's most silent room.
That would be scary as fuck.
Because you can hear your blood vessels pumping blood.
See that to me that sounds fantastic, because like I was saying,
that sounds
like
amazing.
You're a maniac,
because
Luke.
like I was gonna say earlier, like people when they tell me about their trips and how they go about it or they plan it, they have fun. They like have these crazy posters to look at, or they go out into the forest or whatever. Like when I do it, I have a list of shit that I know I'm going to watch when I do it, and it's all fucked up stuff that's going to scare me a little bit, but it's also going to make me think, because I don't get scared normally in any other situation, and when I watch something that'll trigger that, it's I don't know, it's stimulating. What if you were... Like, Alan Resnick, look him up on YouTube, any of his stuff is really weird, artsy-fartsy.
The clay
but like,
shit?
Yeah, the Sculptor's Playground. I watched that like 101 times consecutively in one night on 4 tablets, and I was convinced I learned the meaning of life and death by the end of it. I swear to God, I don't remember any of it now, but I was very convinced I did.
That's what they say about tripping. Like, you usually don't remember, even though you have like these crazy
No,
epiphanies.
that's DMT specifically.
Is that it?
Yeah. So
I thought it was like LSD too.
No, you remember your trips for as long as you remember memories. DMT, the idea is that it's so traumatic that your brain immediately tries to forget it. So you want to, as soon as you're done with your trip, write it down or tape record what your experience was, the best way that you could articulate it. But with LSD, it's not that traumatic, but it ties back to DMT being like released in your brain when you're born, so you don't remember that, and when you die, so you don't remember that, and dreams, blah blah blah, so on and so forth.
So I have like this irrational fear that like no matter how much drugs I do, I feel like I'm gonna overdose on anything. That's my irrational fear, no matter what I do.
Can't overdose on psychedelics.
Yeah, and like, dude, I was
not a bad irrational fear.
No, it's not, like, because it kept me from doing like a lot of drugs. Like, yeah. When I ate 3 gummies, I was like, fuck, I did too much.
I don't have any.
I've been there.
I don't have any self-control. If it's not meth or heroin and someone's offering it to me to try it at least once, I'll fucking do it. Crack? No, I probably won't do crack. I mean, I've snorted cocaine, essentially the same thing, but cocaine was boring as fuck to me. Like, it didn't do what psychedelics do for me. Like, LSD and mushrooms are my fucking thing. Like, I'd rather smoke weed all day, but psychedelics fucking rule.
You ever been blackout drunk, you do a bump of coke, and then you're ready to go again? Like, that's the medicinal use for cocaine.
See, I worked at a brewery, and my boss offered me some, and I did it, and all I did was work harder, play the music louder, and then I was like out of it, and I was, that's it? I got hyper for 45 minutes?
I'm cool. To sleep.
Yeah, I was fucking done with the work day after that.
It's a bad drug, but it's good for, like, if you're in the middle of a blackout and you need to fucking recover from it very quick.
Who wants to list all the drugs we've done?
Real quick before the break.
Marijuana.
So, Nick and Billy, real quick before we go to break.
Yeah.
What happens if you wake up in the middle of the night and you wake up to see your underwear is filled with cockroaches?
Oh, damn.
Like the ones you're wearing?
Yep. You wake up and you feel
like,
something crawling
they're
on your dick, and you pull your pants, you pull your underwear up, and there's like it's filled to the brim with cockroaches,
Does
like
it?
Fear Factor style.
Okay, does it?
Then that dude.
I've got a couple
Madagascar
variables.
I mean,
here
I wear
wanna
like
throw
I wear
out.
like
get into it.
I wear like compression shorts, so they gotta fucking get.
Oh, they're in there.
completely up in
No,
there.
it doesn't matter how they got in there or like when they did. You just woke up and they're all there. Like your underwear's filled to bursting.
Well, first of all, they're coming off, and I'm running.
Good God.
Like,
But they're
towards-
compression. They're gonna take a second to go off.
Nah, dude, those things come out.
Hey, man.
It's like a fucking one-shot rip.
Okay, so you toss them off. Then what?
Run into a shower, and I'm just like fucking drowning them.
The shower, though.
shower.
I'm running until.
Nick, you said you had a lot of variables. What are all your variables that you had?
Cause okay, so like, where are you? Where are you waking
You're
up?
Just in your
own
bed,
home,
where you
yeah.
normally
You're in
wake
the
up.
comfort of your own home.
Yeah.
All right.
You wake
so-
up,
It's
your
like
balls are a
3
little
in the
itchy.
morning. You're like, oh, what is that? Why is it crunchy when I scratch my dick? Oh my God!
Lord Jesus, Pat.
I mean,
Sorry about that, guys.
I liked it.
Okay. Well, we'll take.
Wait. Did he just say I like dick after he thought about it? He was like, hold on a second.
I liked
dick.
it. I liked it.
That's just cop out. What would you about the cockroaches?
I liked it.
I like dick.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I thought he said. I was like, how is this an answer to the question? Like, it's fine that you. That's okay, but tell me what you would do.
I would run forever.
I just kept.
I don't know if that would get rid of him. Forrest Gump it.
I wouldn't get in the shower because then you like trap them in the fucking bathtub.
Yeah, and I'm
With
stuck.
Well, no, he says he took them off, then went to the shower, so they were crawling all over the bed.
But
now.
that's not gonna get rid
Yeah,
of
that's
all
fine.
of them.
I
There's
can
at
ignore
least
that and,
one
like, sit
up
in the
your
corner of the
asshole.
shower and fucking cry
But
for the next 45 minutes.
But if he gets them into the shower with him, then at least when they fall off, they're
I
in
got
the
the high
bowl,
ground.
and he can fucking
Yeah.
annihilate them. He's got them boxed in corner.
I got the
Good
high.
point.
I'm
Good
Obi-Wan.
point. See,
Dude,
I'm Obi-Wan.
And
Those
until
fucking
you start
cockroaches are
stomping on
Anakin.
cockroaches and you
Bare
fall in the
feet.
shower.
Yeah,
Yeah, you slip.
And you fucking now you're laying down with
Yo,
the
what kind of
cockroaches.
shower do
They're
you
crawling
have
all
where you don't
over
have
you and
a
you're
non-slip
slipping in their
mat
guts?
in that motherfucker?
It could happen.
You don't have a non-slip mat in your shower?
I
You're
mean,
a
I-
reckless motherfucker.
I don't.
That's
Live
dangerous,
life
guys.
hard,
reckless.
dude.
I don't like to soap my feet before I get into the shower too.
I mean, is
like
that
to
not what
wax
the
down my
toilet is
shower.
for?
I like to wax down my shower floor. I like to. I wanna
Who
get a
doesn't
Darwin
wash
Award.
their feet in the toilet? Just stick your fucking foot in there and flush the toilet.
Yeah, dude. Of course. I
Yeah.
think that brings us to our break.
Squirt a little hand soap in there
Yeah.
as it flushes, and it swirls into a
Hands,
soapy,
feet. What's the
comfortable
fucking
thing.
difference?
You're right, Nick. How could I have been so stupid
Just
for so many years?
All right, guys, we'll be back after the break.
Bam.
Welcome back.
And we're back.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome back.
Welcome.
Oh God.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Let's start finally diving into the put to rest.
Oh,
What is that?
Let's.
Is this what you? This was your big plan?
No, I had an article, but we are running short on time.
Okay,
Well, we
so
have an hour.
We're fine, dude. Just go
Yeah.
read
all
your
right.
article.
So do you
We
want to? Do
do?
you want the, like the
Let's
story,
go
or
into
do
your
you- let's
go into
do
your
the
article first. Go to your
Okay.
article first, and we'll end the podcast with the put to rest because I want to
Is the
play one of
article
their
about
songs.
put to rest?
No, it's not. Unfortunately.
Put it to rest.
Okay, so this article is from independent.co.uk.
That's a good site.
Pedophilia.
Okay,
a
never mind.
sexual orientation, like being straight or
okay.
gay.
Oh my God, I'm so glad you brought this up.
Yeah, that's right.
So much to talk about here.
I don't know why, but that just makes me think of that episode of Catfish.
Dude, I love Catfish. We watch Catfish religiously.
Did you see that episode where the guy's like catfishing another dude, and he's like,
Yeah.
"So you're gay?" And he's like, "No," and he's like, "You've been catfishing as a man, like a woman with another man talking sexually." He's like, "You got me there."
Let me tell you something,
Oh,
Billy.
God, no.
That's my favorite episode.
I think my least favorite episode was that girl like acted like she catfished, got catfished.
When she came out and just like threw the rose at her? That girl?
No, the one that like acted like she got catfished, so
What
that
do you mean?
Catfish would pay for her trip for her to meet up with her girlfriend.
Did we watch this one?
It's fucked up.
All right, tell me about it.
So
We went from Luke's
No, you
pedophilia.
guys-
We're
Alright,
gonna
let's
get
watch
to it.
that
We're
one.
gonna get to it. But
No, we're not.
okay. Pedophilia and LGBT. All right.
I already have the article. I thought we were going
So it's
to
gonna-
the
Let's do it, let's do it.
catfish episode.
So it's gonna be LGBTQ pedophile. Like what?
Yeah.
What?
Way to
Psychologists
fuck up your whole fucking movement with one bad fucking horrible thing.
Well, apparently the main embodiment of the community absolutely
It's
doesn't
freedom?
want it to be in
Well, yeah,
there.
no.
Well, obviously. But pedophiles, of course, behind masks on the internet want it to be
They're
added
like,
on.
come on, we want to be a part of something.
Yeah, an anonymous psychologist
web.
did an anonymous Ask Me Anything thread on Reddit about it.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, a pedophile has the same ingrained attraction that a heterosexual female may feel towards a male, psychologist says.
Yeah, but that's to a fucking child.
Exactly.
That's not right.
Absolutely not.
If I want to fuck a girl, I'm not going to go, man, this is just like that guy that wanted to fuck that boy.
You know,
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a
No.
fuck what they use to justify it.
Yep.
Anytime that
There's
I
nothing
hear
to
about somebody
justify
being
it.
a child predator, it makes me want to take a rock and smash their fucking skull in.
Yeah.
I have
fucked up.
I have nothing but contempt for him. I've gone into rants about this in the past, but I actually got into a fight recently on a. I confronted the dude. He's this dude that hangs around everybody. I'm sure everybody's came into contact with him before, and his name rhymes with Derek because that's his name. And he
Is
was
his name Carrot?
well, so Derek apparently, I'm not going to go into what he did or didn't do because I don't know and I don't want to get sued because he's threatening legal action for me allegedly threatening him, which I didn't fucking do. But he always invites himself to all my friends' events, and I get real uncomfortable when the dude's around. And when I get drunk, I get real mouthy and angry towards people that are alleged pedophiles. It makes me want to fucking hurt them.
Especially if they're alleged pedophile.
And when we were at one of my best friend's houses and he had showed up, my best friend has a daughter, a small daughter, and now a son. And this fucking creepy predator motherfucker always wants to show up. So I woke up hungover one morning and I get on this status and my buddy posts, hey, who wants to come swimming at my house? It's a nice day. And this dude fucking comments like, oh, maybe after this funeral. And I was like, not if Derek's going to be there. Went back to sleep. Just hungover as fuck. Woke back up to a whole shitstorm. This dude's threatening to beat my ass. Like, I'm not going to cower in fear over you, Cody, anymore. The only thing that ever happened between me and him is I brought him outside and told him that he needed to leave a party one time because I was done with having him be there. And he's like, it's not your house. I was like, don't worry. I speak for the person that lives here. Get the fuck out. And that's all that I said to him. I mean, it was pretty aggressive,
do you
but
know
I didn't
what
threaten this
what
fuck.
happened? Like, what was the shitstorm? Like, why did he get
so my other friend started going in on him and said that she knew the person that he had molested when she was a child and went to Girl Scouts with her and went into this whole fucking this horrible fucking terrible thing. And I woke up to 15,000 messages on this thread, and I don't normally argue on the internet.
Him.
Nobody was defending him.
Okay,
Absolutely not. No.
Good.
My friend was like having my back, and then I got on there, and then one of my friends was like, "Oh, you guys are gonna have to put the gloves on and square off in the octagon." And I was like, "His fucking autistic ass would put the gloves on backwards." But he was like, before I said that, he was like, "Yeah, it's this way or the old fashioned way or nothing." And I was like, "Look, tough guy, don't fucking write your tough guy shit on some fucking message board and then write me a personal message about how I need to stop or you're gonna get a lawyer involved. I've never threatened you once and you don't have proof of it, but I promise if you lay your predator fucking hands on me, I'm gonna end you." And I got into it real heavy with him. So like when you bring up this pedophile shit, it's something that hits close to home for me with all the little kids in my family.
Oh, yeah.
You said like everyone has this friend that they met that just hangs around, but no one really wants him. Like
a Karen.
If that knowledge was just commonplace for the circle of friends, and he was just around, they need to start questioning their belief system. Because if I had fucking if I had any idea that absolutely, if I had any idea that this man did something like that and he was just around, like I'm obviously gonna say something to you.
The guy has very light autism, so people are scared to tell him because they don't want to hurt his feelings. But as I laid out very clearly and normally I'm a very face-to-face person. I have no interest in talking shit on the internet or playing some tough guy, but like I don't want to interact with this dude in any other way. And like luckily I got him to fucking block me through my shit because he'll keep like whenever there's a social event, he's friends with everybody on the internet, and he won't get invited, but he'll fucking nonstop hit this person up and be like, "Oh, dude, can I come over? Am I invited? Can I come over?" And everybody feels bad for saying no to him because he's got this mild autism. And I was like, he touched kids. Yeah. Fuck this guy. Yeah. Fuck this. I don't want to hurt his feelings. Yep. Fuck his feelings. Yep. Fuck everything about this guy. He's lucky that he's fucking walking around among us. Yeah. And then my friend fucking got a message from, "I don't care if Cody's your friend, blah blah blah. I don't like that he's fucking this, that, and the other." And then he was like, "Look, dude, if you murdered somebody and got out of jail for it, for the rest of your life, no matter what, you're a murderer." He was like, "For the rest of your life, no matter what, you're a kid toucher. No matter how long ago it fucking happened, no matter how little you do it or think about it, you did it. Move the fuck away. Change your name. Change like your whole backstory. There's no fucking getting past it."
All right. One other thing that's regarding this as well. So someone posted this picture of Cincinnati Pride recently. And I'm going to show you guys, and I'll share it to the page at some point in our podcast group on Facebook. Message us if you want to join. These two lesbian chicks apparently think it's okay and to have an open mind about how they dress their kid up, their 7-year-old kid up, like this.
He's wearing booty shorts. He hasn't got a shirt on. He's got
it's
makeup
over sexualized.
on.
Yeah.
So what the fuck's up with that? And they say you got to be cool with it because of.
I don't understand.
Because of their relationship, that has nothing
so
to do.
Up. Like
all
what?
This stuff though happens after sexual maturity. Like when you decide, like you're not thinking about this shit as a kid unless your parents are jamming it in your face and telling you to think about it. And if they are, they're encouraging you to embrace a sexuality before you're of a sexual age, or should even be considering anything to do with sex. Like you shouldn't be like. I was exposed to a lot of fucking weird shit when I was a kid because I had a weird dad and fucking weird uncles and shit.
Yeah.
But like, I turned out weird and like it's fine. it happened okay, but it can fuck people up and it's not.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a good thing for them to be addressing this stuff. Like, I think it's okay to address what sexuality is and how it's okay to be okay with different types of sexualities and people feel different ways. And as long as they're not hurting each other, you should be okay with that. And that should be the extent of it. But like, you over sexualize them, put makeup on them, fucking make them strut their ass and like do these weird things that like it's like pedophile bait. Like it's fucking creepy to me.
It's like that beauty pageant shit.
Yeah,
I was
so
just gonna bring that up, dude.
Just fucking like that.
I don't like. I really genuinely don't like that they do that shit still.
Absolutely
like, beauty
not.
pageants are not fucking cool.
It's creepy as fuck, dude.
It's
like,
one
really
thing when
creepy.
It's one thing when adult women do it for like Miss America and shit like that, but when
course,
you are
but kids.
introducing
because that's
children
their
to it,
choice. Like
and what wins the adult women those contests is looking sexy. So like you bring that into a fucking child's world. Like you have to look like a hot little bitch, like you little 8-year-old girl. Like what the fuck are you saying?
And you have to have the talent.
Just to throw another conspiracy theory at you that actually ties into this because I have a fucking Rolodex of them apparently.
I got it.
Apparently Katy Perry is John Benet Ramsey.
what the fuck?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's
please tell me this is true.
That's a
I want it to be
that's
true.
a fucking conspiracy theory that Katy Perry is John Benet Ramsey.
Can you elaborate a little bit? Give me some facts or something.
Once again, we'll have young Lucas.
Yeah, young Lucas, please.
Young Lucas. That's name is not Lucas, but Lucas.
Lucas.
Young Lucas. While he's looking that up, I was going to point out that like the opposite end of the spectrum, the craziest thing I've seen lately on Facebook is there's a mom out there who says that you should have to ask your baby's permission to change his diaper.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely not. You
gotta ask the
ever.
baby consent.
I think I'll just let my child just
I babysit for a friend of
shit.
mine. He's 1 year old, and I tagged her in it. And she responded. She's like, "Did you ask his permission?" I was like, "What am I, an animal? Fuck yeah, I did."
Okay, so like the argument they have for that is the same one they have for like circumcision, which totally makes sense, you know. Well, I mean circumcision, you know. Or whatever, but they say like you can't do this. Yeah, exactly. You can't do that to them because they're not old enough to speak for themselves.
Yeah.
It's like literally not one person on the face of the earth would be like, I'm mad at my parents because they didn't let me sit in my own shit and piss.
Right. No,
from
please
this age to
change
this
my
age.
ass.
I feel like it comes from
change my ass. What are you doing?
Fucking maniacs.
I feel like some of this progressive shit comes from a good place. Like, you want to establish that consensual things is something that a kid should be looking for later in life. Absolutely. Once they have a fully functional brain and they can understand concepts and you can explain shit to them. In the meanwhile, you're going to have to change that shitty diaper without asking consent from a baby that can't say anything except for fucking rah! Or
I mean, you might as well just not put them in diapers at that point. Just
some
let
guy
them
like
shit and piss in their fucking clothes, and then you have to wash and bleach those fucking clothes, or just buy new clothes all the fucking time. Yeah, go ahead, just let your baby just shit and piss all over itself.
Yes. Oh, he didn't say I could change him, so he's got an 8-pound diaper now, dragging on the floor. He can't even crawl now because it's like a weight on his leg.
He had a full diaper of shit, and when I asked him if I could change his shitty diaper, he just cried. I don't really know why.
He didn't say yes or no, so I felt like I shouldn't do it.
I feel like a cry definitely signals no.
Well, some guy posted some guy posted in that comment thread of that post and was like, he filmed his like 8-month-old baby and was just like, asking him like consent.
Thank you.
And the baby just kept crying. He's like, I don't know what to do.
Play this, Pat.
So speaking of shitting and pissing yourself, I have another video for you guys. So I found this video on Facebook, and it's this
It's a large guy that's trying to express himself in an artistic way.
Yeah.
I mean, he just look at him. He's an artist. I call him an artist.
Yeah. So let's get into this.
He's standing in the shower.
Here we go again.
He's got a big giant shirt on. He accidentally turned the water on. And he bumped his giant ass into it. He's got sweatpants on.
I love the way you said it. Here we go again.
Here we go again.
Here we
Turn up a
go
little
again.
bit.
Classic dad haircut. Nothing on top. Everything on the sides. Mustache.
He looks like a fatter John Wayne Gacy.
Oh, there he goes. He lifts his giant shirt up and starts
giant
pissing.
belly,
Fucking
staring
A.
lifelessly into the camera, like, oh yeah, and he's pissing
You can
himself.
hear him trying. You can hear him trying to do it.
Yeah, he's like,
Oh, more just came out. He just lifted his pants up, and then he had a whole new stream.
Oh,
It really filled out his sweatpants there.
yeah.
Jesus.
So
Good lord.
this is a minute-long video.
I'm all for artistic expression, but I mean, I think that this guy's a little crazy.
He's wearing
I
a
think that's
DuckTales
an
shirt.
excuse.
Let's
And now he gets to shit himself.
Oh, fucking
Oh,
A.
is he about to?
Get it
Do it.
going.
Oh, I
Do
hope
it.
not.
Do it.
I didn't
Let's
watch this
fucking
far.
Get
Yeah,
it
pull it
going.
up.
I didn't watch this
Pull
far
it up.
either.
Oh
Please
my
don't
God.
shit
Pull
yourself.
it up.
Do it.
Oh no.
Do
Is he
it.
gonna shit himself?
Do it.
No.
Please do it.
It's just why is the belly out though?
Wait,
Why?
hold on.
Because he's a fucking
He wants you
mustard
to have a
tiger.
good view of the piss pants.
Hold
Of
on.
course.
Everybody
He's
quiet.
a mustard tiger.
Let me see this. Is he
Oh,
gonna shit
God.
himself? The toilet's right there. You
God, I
just-
hope he does.
What's going on?
I think he's showing off the piss stain.
Check it out.
He's like, what's going on?
Check out my pic.
He's confused by what he did too.
Why did I do this to myself?
My question is, what is he hoping to gain from this?
I wanna
Followers
know-
on
I
Twitter.
think that's exactly what he fucking got though.
I really want to know what the fuck he was doing when he turned around.
I mean, I'm paying
Did he just
attention.
shit himself?
It looked like he was trying to shit. Honestly, like
He was
just-
for sure trying.
He did the pull up and he like gave it a little pat.
He like gets done
Rachel.
filming. He's like, "Damn it, Reggie, you couldn't do it in time."
Is he shitting himself?
You hear him though. He's like,
Well, she can't hear.
She's not getting
God,
any
it's-
audio right now, Pat.
Oh.
How would she?
There's no audio.
She wouldn't hear the grunts that we're all hearing.
oh,
Let's reenact them for her.
Do you think he just shit himself? Yeah. What the fuck?
he's trying.
Have you ever shit yourself?
I mean, who hasn't?
I would admit it. I've admitted all kinds of horrible,
I've
ridiculous
definitely
shit.
shit myself.
I haven't shit myself. I don't.
Really?
Not in recent history. No.
Dude,
Not me
I'm
either.
so
I've
happy
pissed
for
myself
you.
before,
What?
and I've
Yeah.
pissed on the floor
Nick?
and laid down in it in a
Yes.
blackout.
Did you shit yourself recently?
Not recently.
Like in the past 5 years recently?
No, it like okay.
What happened?
Tell us a story.
It's about like 12 years ago. I'm with a babysitter, and we're like going to drop something off to her son or whatever. And we're by this community pool. I'm like, yo, I gotta. Shit's
Gotta do.
We gotta do this now.
Gotta
You know.
drop the kids off.
And
Nuke a Duke.
yeah, it was just too late. It was just way too late. It was really.
Wait, you were
upsetting.
in the
What do you mean it
pool
was
or you
too
were
late?
in the
Oh,
car?
I wasn't in the pool. Like we were just by this park. We were taking something to her son, and I was like, "Hey, I gotta go. I gotta go up to the pool and do it."
You told her that you had a shit?
Oh yeah, I was like, "I'm gonna."
You're very
put it-
open about your shits with
Yeah,
people?
I mean, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. You want me to shit in
You
your
gotta
car,
go?
or like let me out, or I'm
You
gonna
gotta
shit
go.
in your car?
Mhm.
Because I will do that if you don't let me out. It's just a thing, and. So yeah, I'm on my way, like the Frankenstein walk with your ass clenched. You know what I mean? You're like walking like this, and your asshole is all clenched, and you're like fuck, and it just
All at once, right in front of the pool?
not like all at once. It was like because I was trying my damnedest. The
Did it roll
Kegels-
down your leg or anything like that?
Kegels? Oh, it rolled.
Asshole Kegels? Yeah.
Asshole Kegels.
Kegels.
I was trying my damnedest, and I'm like 12,
Good lord.
so I wasn't too swole.
Yeah, I got you. You ain't got the ass cheek muscles that you
yeah.
have
You know
as
what
of 2018.
Yeah, you bet. You
That
bet
makes
your
me-
ass.
That makes me think of a story, another pool story. You remember the cicadas?
Yes.
When they came out?
Of course.
Yeah.
They're going to be out in about 3 years, I bet. I think it's about 3 years.
You could probably look it up. Pat's making bets on when it'll be, but
Yeah.
you can just Google it. They'll tell you.
Billy, do you have a
3
conspiracy
years.
for this?
Well,
they said it's every 16 years.
Cicadas
every
aren't
summer.
real. They're just nanobots with
So-
cameras in their eyes trying to look into the shower.
There it is.
One
There
time
it
we
is.
were at the pool, and I remember there was a bunch of cicadas around, so they're getting all in the pool and shit. I'm at a point where I just don't give a fuck, because, I mean, they don't bite you. They don't have mouths or anything.
Right.
They just land on you and get in your hair or some shit, whatever.
And make a loud ass noise throughout your neighborhood all day.
Yeah, they're just
long.
annoying.
You just kind of tune
They don't
it
bother
out,
me.
You
They're
know?
annoying.
I don't like when they overtake me. You
Yeah.
know, like just maybe one or two.
I had
at
a
a
baseball
time.
game canceled because of fucking cicadas. No shit.
There was pizza
true
places
fucking
that sold
story.
cicada pizza.
We
True
should talk about
fucking
cicada
story.
stories. In a
I've
moment.
had cicada pizza.
Oh my god, we got to get into it. So basically, this woman who I guess was petrified of them. I don't know why she's at the fucking pool, but one flies down her shirt and she takes off her whole top and she runs down the fucking public pool, Delhi Swim Club, runs all the way down to the woman's bathroom, screaming, "Ah!" with her arms in the air and her titties are all over the place just because the cicada went down her top. What
Damn.
the fuck? So cicada pizza, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, that was like a thing. No, I didn't eat it.
Snappies
What?
did it. Snappies.
Yeah.
Shut up, Snappy
Gross.
Tomatoes serve
Of course, that
butts?
shithole did it.
It
Yeah.
was.
They could have anything to
disgusting.
get their
Yeah.
fucking to get people to try their awful,
buy
terrible pizza.
Snappies.
They're full of protein.
I'm sure they are, but they're just.
I ate one
disgusting.
for like $5.
Yeah,
when I was a kid.
there was like that one kid on my fucking like at recess that would eat them for like $1 a piece.
Yeah, of course.
That's
This
a
is a
fucking
good scheme
Bear
to get money.
Grylls
We
pizza.
spent our recess running around catching them to pull their wings to watch their heads just pop
Same.
off.
Same.
And we went to a fucking
Same.
Catholic school.
All right, we've never got into your band. Let's fucking talk about that since we got like 40 minutes to go.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, let's hear some. You guys
Plug
have been
that
together.
shit. What's the name, first off?
We're called Put to Rest.
Where can we find you guys on the internet?
Right now we're on Instagram. It's Put to Rest Band. We're on Bandcamp. It's puttherest.bandcamp.com. We're on Facebook. It's facebook.com/Put to Rest Bands. Soon we'll be on iTunes, Spotify. Our debut EP, Levy and Rose, comes out June 29th.
Go pick that shit up. By the time this podcast is out, you can get it.
They've got some songs released and they're amazing.
Go
They're-
look them up on YouTube or Spotify or
Well,
wherever
right
the
now-
fuck you get music.
Can we play one of the songs? Is
Yeah,
it on
all of
YouTube?
Let's do it quick.
all of our music right now is on Facebook because what we did was we wanted to see like a realistic growth on there because you can actually see your insights on Facebook. I'm sure you guys are aware of that.
Yeah.
And we wanted to see like what the general reaction would be to the initial launch. And then from there we're going to expand to YouTube and everything like that.
Right on. Okay, so not yet on YouTube, but it's coming.
Yeah.
And you're the vocalist, and Nick, what do you do?
I play bass. I do a little bit of backup vocals here and there.
Righteous.
I
What would be
remember-
a good 30-second song we could play real quick? Like
Well,
30
I have
seconds?
one right here. It's the newest release. Is that good?
No, that's just a clip from Fairweather
Fairweather
Friend. You can play like the ending of Casanova. Like the last like bit of that's pretty fucking awesome because Jacob Wallace is an amazing vocalist.
Do you want to pull up that?
Yeah.
Something they can get a good idea
Yeah,
for you.
I don't-
how long
but,
have you guys been together now? What did you guys
that's-
form?
Well, so the way the band started
Kind of a funny
was
story.
Yeah.
the way the band started. So I was in a band with Pat back in the day, and
Was it Allies Aside?
it was what grew into Allies Aside. Pat and I started this band, and I ended up quitting because I had
It's disagreements. At
disagreements,
the time,
and I told him I could play synth, and I couldn't. And and like,
Yes, I fucking can. I'm out, dude.
well, and like,
Pat's got this look on his face where he's still mad about it. Like, yeah, you
I'm
fucking
not mad
could.
about
You should have
anything.
told me.
I'm just listening because it's like
And,
it's just crazy that it happened.
so like,
Reminiscing.
I quit
Exactly.
that, and this kid that used to hit me up all the time, his name's Max Carpenter. I was like, I have no one to be in a band with.
From Corpus Christi.
No, this kid was never
Or
in a band.
Max O'Connell. That's Max.
Yeah, that's Max O'Connell. And I messaged this kid Max, and I'm like, this is my last fucking hope of being in a band. And I go, hey, dude, you still trying to be in a band? He's like, yeah. He's like, do you know a guitarist or anything? I'm like, no, do you? And he's like, yeah, I knew these two guys in my neighborhood, and it ended up being Nick and Ryan. And we started this band. I had never screamed like in my own voice. I'd always screamed as like trying to sound like other people. So we're rolling up to the studio. We hadn't met yet, but we're meeting in the studio for the first time to record these two songs. And I'm like handing this dude $200 to do these songs, and then it just took off from there. Like I screamed for the first time.
So wait, without meeting or anything, you guys recorded some shit for
Yeah.
$200. Just how?
Yeah.
How do you go into that with the confidence that these people are like good enough and you guys are gonna have the chemistry to make something? That's fucking crazy to me.
It was weird because for him and I, it was family from the get-go because he's like me and I'm like him. We have like similar families. Yeah. So it was kindred spirits. And just like the music they sent me was on like Tux Guitar Pro, like 8-bit shit.
Yeah, I remember those days.
Oh, I'm familiar. Power tabs and shit.
Yeah, and I was like, this is fucking awesome. And I wrote like dumbass lyrics to it. And
Side note, we still do shit like that.
we still do Tux.
I still write in power tabs.
We still do shit like that.
I'm in 2007.
Dude, it sounds fucking good for metal.
Yeah.
It sounds really good for metal, dude.
Yeah. And we went in the studio and like we all just like sat and kind of got familiar with each other. And the whole time I'm like fucking pissing my pants because I'm like, I've never screamed like before.
Like on recording.
Yeah, well, even as myself.
You screamed with us.
Yeah, like I did like a growl. And I was like, I can do that, but I've never like done words and shit. And then I got in there and I did like the first line and they all just stood up and they were like, good job. And I was just like, all right, cool, we're doing this for real. And we did it, and then it just all like kind of snowballed from there.
That's fucking awesome, and you guys just threw the money down to get it done right then and there. That's crazy to me.
I
like,
think
Billy
did.
Come together.
I sacrificed my rent money that month to record those 2 songs.
You got a lot of passion, man.
That's dope, man. And now it's blown
really
up into
do.
this. Do
And,
you have the thing pulled up that you wanted to?
Yeah,
for them to get the little tasty idea.
But the whole thing with us was we stopped being a band 7 years ago because none of us knew what the fuck we were doing.
God, that's mind-blowing how fucking long ago this shit was.
Yeah. So you guys started this 8 years ago?
Yeah.
God damn, boy.
Yeah. So, it was just, I think it's fucking an amazing achievement that you guys can not only be together at one point, but get back together so many years later. Allies tried that, didn't work out.
Yeah.
How many albums did you guys
That's fucking
get out?
incredible.
Well, before we only put out 4 songs and nothing with it. We never had a logo.
Yeah, it
we had
even
no
really
kind of
like
merch.
an
We were
EP.
never formal.
You had a new style, though, a new genre, chubcore?
Yeah, we had
I think
chub-
that's what it was. Yeah.
We did do that.
Can you explain that? What is that?
We all were very chubby, husky men.
We were big dudes.
So chubcore.
Yeah, chubcore.
Yeah.
That's the
I'll never forget that.
term,
I thought
yeah.
that was so funny.
And I mean, I loved it at first. You know, we had a like brainchild of a design that was just a Buddha with plugs.
Fuck, dude, I
dope.
don't. Now
Massive
that's
plugs.
coming. Oh my
Yeah,
god!
black T-shirt, big old Buddha with fucking plugs, and it just said Chubcore on the bottom, and we loved that shit.
God,
we were like,
I
so
now
into it.
hate
We're
it.
like, yeah, fuck yeah, we're big dudes playing metal. You know, fuck it.
I have the same like dongle.
We might
hole
as
you.
well.
But like, what happened is like we dissolved into nothing, and then I was in this band called Apex. We need another guitarist, and Nick hits me up, and he's like, "Hey, dude, can I play guitar?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah!" That dissolved into nothing.
Even though the music was fantastic.
Yeah, I will say you guys were getting up there. I think we were about to play the last show with you guys, Rectify Cincinnati. And
Yeah.
You guys dropped off last minute. That's okay, though, because the cops shut it down in the middle of our set.
Dude, fucking... I could go on and on about the Apex shit, but that'll be saved for another time. But he just messaged me after the Apex thing dissolved, and he was like, "Why don't we just make music with Ryan again?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah, let's do it." And then we had this name called Hollow, and I was like, "I don't really like this anymore." And I just messaged him, I was like, "Why aren't we Put the Rest?"
You should have been. Yeah, that's how it should be.
And he was like, "I don't know, like we're not Put the Rest anymore." I was like, "But we are. That's who we are," and it just happened. And we wrote 5 songs, and it just gathered, like, it glued in, and it happened organically, and it was great.
Keep it going, dude.
Let's check this out before we get into any more about the band.
So here's a clip of Put the Rest. It may be really loud. Sorry.
I'll turn it down if it is. Powerful, man.
Solid ass lyric video too, by the way. I really like the splashing in the background. It made me think of Memphis May Fire a little bit.
That kid that did that lyric video, shout out the fucking TC Media. I will not
for
list
sure.
for the
For
most
sure.
reasonable price of all time.
What's that?
I won't list
That's
it
cool.
just in
That's
case
cool.
he wants to
That's
charge other
It was
people
good.
more.
It
It was a
was
great
good.
price, and we were like, "Hey, we need it by this date." And I hit him up like 3 days after we paid for it, and I was like, "Hey, dude, do you think you'll have a teaser ready by this date?" And he goes, "Oh, it's done."
Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's like the perfect
Wow.
like business thing.
Yeah,
Well, maybe we shouldn't talk about this on there. Never
No,
mind.
no,
I
no.
won't talk about my thing.
yeah. I love the kid to death, but yeah, we're in full swing right now. The EP's coming out. It's something I'm extremely proud of.
When is your show again?
June 30th. It's at a Legends Bar and Venue in Cheviot, Ohio.
Will this be out by then? This will be out before
What
then,
day
right?
did you say?
June 30th.
June 30th. That's the day after my buddy's birthday. I got to do some math on if I can come to the show, but I'll be in Cheviot that night. So.
I'll go.
Dude, my
You wanna
birthday's
go
in
together?
2 days, dude.
You want to go
Fuck
together,
yeah.
Cody?
Dude,
Luke?
yeah, we should. We should go after dude's birthday, but we'll
Yeah,
make
let's
plans
do it.
off the podcast.
Yeah, we'll do that later. Let me. We should probably get into our last section here, though.
We didn't even get into their band stories or anything
Oh
like that.
shit! Yeah, let's get into
And
your band stories.
We
Sorry.
still got 30 minutes, right?
Oh yeah, I think so. Let's do it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, let's hear some band stories. So you guys been together for almost let's say 7-8 years throughout that time all together on and off.
Yeah.
Let's hear some crazy show stories from back in the day or something like that.
Most fucked up show.
One time they kicked me out in the original incarnation of Put to Rest.
What? Why?
Because
On stage?
their legit reasoning was this dude lived closer to them.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
That's shitty.
His
I
name-
know it's shitty.
He's a good dude. I have nothing to say
is,
about
yeah.
about him. His
He's a
name's
great
James
guy.
Barney. He's a great dude.
James Barney. I've heard that
Yeah.
name.
He does some chip tunes now,
N6664.
Yeah.
Check him out.
He does shit with Game Boys. It's fucking tight.
It's fucking dope.
But they kicked me out to have him in, and I went to one of their shows at Arcade Legacy.
Oh,
and
fuck yeah! I love that venue.
I remember accidentally breaking a table at their show.
Accidentally. He's doing big air quotes right now, winking with his eye.
Well, I went to step over it, and I'm a big guy, and one step on the table, and it just snapped in half, and I still have not paid that dude from Arcade Legacy.
That same show, I fell. I tripped on my fucking instrument cable and
no.
fell backwards into my fucking half stack.
Did it fall over?
Oh yeah, dude. It's
in the middle of the show?
Dude, yeah, middle of our set. Fucking Steve Wiest from Behold the Legend caught me midair.
He was there right behind you?
He was right next to me, off the side of the stage, back by that back door at Arcade Legacy, and caught me by the arm, and then also pulled my half stack back up.
Whoa!
At the same time, saved me. I broke a string, and it sounded like shit for the rest of the
Dude,
set.
you saved your half stack, though.
But he saved me and my half stack. I was going down. I was going down. There's no doubt about it.
We were talking a couple episodes back about hardcore dancing. Do you guys ever have any stories like that, watching girls get kicked in the jaw on accident or
I
something?
have a story
up?
from not the Put the Rest days, but the Apex days. We played a show at the Tom's house in the upstairs, the parlor. This kid walks up to me after our set, and his nose is on the other side of his fucking face.
Oh, Christ.
And he was like, "That was so fucking tight." And I was just
Yes.
"You should seek medical help." And then this dude,
Fucking Slayer.
and then I'm walking back to the merch table, and this dude just has blood all over his forearm, and I was like, "I know what you did, you fucking prick." There was another one where we were playing a show, and I was in this band called Pledges at a VFW hall. And
Oh, yeah, and you guys punch veterans in the face?
Yes, we punched.
How nice of you.
We punched prisoners of war in the mouth.
Those bastards.
But I
Dying for their country.
I looked up during our set, and I just saw a trash can fly through the air and hit somebody.
Oh, my
What, they
God.
just got domed by the
Yeah,
can?
they got
there a
domed.
whistle?
Some old veteran on fucking life support shit. He's got the
Oh,
oxygen in his...
God. Tell them about
Luke,
the,
please put
the
your hand
pillow
down. You're making me
fight.
uncomfortable.
Oh yeah, dude. All right, so not put the rest.
What
but
was your question again? I'm sorry.
He told me to tell you guys about this pillow fight.
Oh yeah, tell me about it.
So Apex had this thing where I was really into gimmicks at a show for a while, and because it all stemmed from the fact that we were playing a show at the Thompson house, and the sound guy was like, "No more moshing. We're gonna break the floor." And I was like, "Okay."
That's what they always tell you when you play
Yeah.
that second floor.
And I looked at everybody in the crowd. I was like, "All right, who's been to a middle school dance?" And everybody raised their hand. I was like, "Grab a fucking partner. We're slow dancing." And
During
everybody,
the metal song?
yeah,
That's
everybody
great.
slow danced during the metal song. Then the last song, I was like, "All right, everybody get in a circle on the ground." And I made people play Duck Duck Goose during our set. And
I think I've seen pictures on Facebook of that.
And we became...
I was like, of course.
Yeah, and it just spiraled into becoming that band that had something happen in the show. So I was like, how can I fucking up the ante? All right. So I went to Walmart before a show, bought like 16 pillows for like $1 a piece. And like I lined them up in the middle of the floor for one of our songs, and then we did a wall of death where people had to grab pillows and they just were smacking the fuck out of each other with them.
That's a good idea.
And
that's great.
And then the best part is you just see me after the show with like a fucking giant broom, just fucking sweeping up like cotton. Everybody else is gone. There's just me, fucking like, oh, it was fun, whatever.
I went to Slayer recently. They have this cool gimmick where when the music starts, the fans try to murder each other.
Yeah.
And stomp on each other's faces. It's a cool gimmick that happens at every show.
Good Lord.
I'm trying to take an over-under on how quickly I cry at this show coming up, because I'm a big baby about this band now. Like, I'm a huge
I'm
baby
excited for this show. By the way, check out the show June 30th.
There's going to be a lot of stuff that...
Legends in Cheviot, Ohio.
A lot of stuff that metal bands don't do nowadays is what we're trying to do, because I'm a big fan of, like... I'm not a fan of the if it ain't broke, don't fix it mentality. I'm more of a fan of like looking at the machine and going, how can we improve this?
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to fix it. Let's add something to it.
This part needs oil. I think that if we put a fucking gear in here, this thing could work more effectively.
Yeah, like using pink in our shit. Like, that's not fucking something too dramatic.
It's a good color scheme.
We've had a lot of people go, why are you doing that? And it's like, because I fucking want to.
Who would question that? It's a great art. It's a great color scheme. I don't understand why people even have such a criticism about the color scheme of any band specifically.
I don't think it's
part of the art.
Too much of a criticism, at least when I've like heard it. I just think people more so are like, man, that's really weird.
Yeah, I've had people go, why are you writing lyrics like this to a song like this? And I'm like,
yeah, more so with that, I would say,
like,
than like the color scheme. Because I mean, like pink and black, like that's.
I just feel like if I'm
that's been done.
Yeah, if I like
before,
if that's how I felt
in its own sense,
yeah.
But like it's, I feel like people are more like, well, that's pretty weird.
Yeah,
but you know, whatever, cool. I dig it, but it's weird.
And I think with the whole like the lyrics criticism is like, if that's how I felt in that moment when I heard that song, when I wrote that line, it would be fucking dishonest to myself to go back and be like, I have to write like this.
I have to edit it because somebody's feelings were hurt.
Well, because I have to be this guy now, because I'm this metal dude, and I have to say this metal thing. Like, no, dude, I was fucking sad. Listen to it.
It's silly bullshit.
Like, I was fucking, like, torn over this relationship. Who says I have to say she's a bitch and I want to kill her? No, dude, I'm just bummed she's gone.
Yeah.
Listen
Landon
to that.
Tours has got that territory covered.
Dude, I love him so much. You gonna go to his show?
I thought As I Lay Dying had that territory covered.
Yeah, dude.
Wait, is that the band where the dude tried to murder his wife and then just got out of jail?
No. That's As I Lay Dying.
No. That's what I just said. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I thought you said Plotting.
No, I said As I Lay Dying's got that covered.
So how do you feel about that? What do you, as fellow musicians, how do you feel about As I Lay Dying, knowing that their frontman tried to have his wife murdered?
I agree with if you have a chance.
I listened to the song; it was good.
Well, Garrett Russell from Silent Planet really summed it up perfectly. Like, as a society, like, do we not believe in rehabilitation? Like, do we think that like people are just sent to prison and it's just like meant to be impunitive and like you just have to be there and you just have to exist in there? And like, what do you think that person's allowed to do when they get out of jail? Like, can they be a mechanic? Can they give advice to somebody? Like, what would you let them do? Because no matter what,
that is a fantastic
he's not going to get out of jail and just be like, I'm not going to do this thing I did for the majority of my life. It's like, it's what's new to me. It's what I've done. I'm going to keep doing it.
This country in general doesn't believe in jail as being a rehabilitative state. That's why there's such a high recidivism rate for people that go to jail and end up coming back and fucking keep fucking up because they brand them with these felonies. We talked about it on the Jay Armstrong episode where it's like the system's set up to give you a felony and make it impossible for you to get a job that can make money and to continually punish after you've served the time. You haven't served the time. It's forever now. You never escape it now. But
I get what I do not condone anything he did. I think what he did was super fucked up, and I like Garrett said, like, I'm sure he knows what he did was fucked up. I'm sure he's glad he got caught in the end, because what happens if he went through with it? She's dead.
Yeah.
And that's on his mind forever.
Some kids are missing their mother forever and their father. He's in jail.
Yeah. And just like the dude, like, if you have a chance, they put up a video called Discussion where they all just openly talked about everything and how it affected them when he was in jail. And like, it got uncomfortable at one point because one was just like bawling, dude. because he's like, it ruined my fucking life.
Yeah,
because nobody would stop talking to me about it.
And from what I've heard about the situation is, originally the members of the band, and this is what I've just heard, through the grapevine or whatever, but the other members in the band originally didn't want anything else to do with him.
They all hated him.
Like, yeah, we're never gonna do anything with him, even when he gets out or whatever, he's done with his punishment. We're not gonna do anything.
They all openly said it in that video. They all openly were like, "Yeah, I fucking hated this dude."
Yeah, and now like it's all original members.
Yeah,
and so to me, if I were to put myself in those band members' shoes, I would want to rethink it, especially because when you form a band with somebody, you're forming a
family.
Bond. You're forming a family. You're forming a family. And it's hard to, like, really ever just, like, hold that much of a grudge towards family, honestly. Like, say somebody has a family member who kills somebody, and that family member's in jail for killing somebody. That family member still loves them and still goes and talks to them, even though they're a killer.
Yeah, like, if you watch the Dahmer interviews,
like,
his dad was still there.
That's a thing.
Yeah, but both of his parents were fucked in the head.
Oh, completely.
Well, his dad wasn't really. What did his dad do?
His dad was just as neglectful as his mother. He was just more apologetic about it in the end.
Yeah.
He let him stay there forever at his house in Ohio and let him live with him and shit. And then Jeffrey's bringing fucking bringing
and
drifters
he fucking
home
knew about it.
He didn't know about it.
He
knew about it, he'd be in jail.
box of dead animals.
He knew about the animals. He didn't know about the people. Sir, he would be in jail forever if that was true.
Because he didn't know about because he didn't do people until he was older. He crept on that boy he ran by his house with the baseball bat.
No, dude, the first person that he killed was
from the movie.
Huh?
Are you just like talking about the movie at this point now?
No.
Okay. Well, I was going to say, he told a story, like, when he was in jail, like, they did interviews with him.
Yeah.
How his dad found this, like, locked box in his room.
Yeah.
And his dad's like, what's this? And he's like, nothing, Dad. Like, none of your fucking business. And he's, like, walking out, and his dad and him getting a big blow-up argument over it. And he's, like, outside, and his dad's about to break this lock and open it up. And Dahmer runs back, and he's like, I'm sorry. It's porn. I didn't want you to find this. And his dad's like, okay, I want you to be honest with me. And Dahmer walks away. It was a fucking head.
Was that movie good?
My Friend Dahmer?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I don't know if that really happened in real life, did it?
Yeah, no, that wasn't from the movie. That was like an interview.
That was real?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've read really far into the Dahmer shit. He's fucked up. I don't hold him.
My uncle was in fucking jail with him when he got killed.
He'd pour acid into people's brains and try to turn them into living sex slaves. And it worked for like 3 days until their brains melted. Like, what the fuck?
The best part about it all is how he would have chopped off dicks painted white, frozen in his freezer like dick popsicles.
Yeah, that's
the
best part. That's the most fun part, Luke.
What gets even funnier is that when the cops...
Oh, yeah, it gets better from there.
It does.
It's better.
When the cops went to search the place and they were, like, removing furniture, they would find just dicks just laying around the place.
Jesus.
Man.
Just severed dicks just all over the place.
I think it's another severed dick.
It's fucking
27.
wild, dude. It's so nuts.
What's fucking crazy is that someone escaped from him, went to the cops, and Dahmer got him back.
Well, yeah, because he was like, "This is my boyfriend," and they were like, "Oh, gays? What?
Luke, you'd be better at explaining that than me. Will you explain that to those who don't know what happened there?
Oh, he had I'm pretty sure it was the young Filipino man that he got from the gay bar, and he brought him back to his place, and he did the handcuff.
The dude
trick,
escaped,
and then he got back. Yeah.
And then the police gave him back, like, oh no, that's okay. Here you go.
Yep.
Was that after he fucked up their head? What did he do? He would like drill a hole in their head and pour acid and boiling water and all kinds of horrible things. There's a movie out that's called an Australian horror film called The Loved Ones. Mm-hmm. You should watch it. It's very fucked up, but it's basically about this girl who got denied taking some guy to prom, but she kidnaps people, her and her dad.
I've seen this.
And they'll drill a hole and they're like lobotomize them and pour boiling water in their head and just toss them in the basement, feed them roadkill and shit, and they're like zombified and shit.
Is this real?
It's a real movie.
No, it's just a movie.
It's a movie. It's called The Loved Ones.
In my opinion, it was.
It's really good. It is really good, but it's fucked up.
Is this the new Bright sequel?
Garbage.
Is this
oh my god! Have you seen Bright?
Thought it was trash.
How'd you feel? Hold on, everybody, quiet. Did you like it?
I mean,
be honest. You can be honest.
I'm gonna be honest. I mean, I think it's a good storyline. Honestly,
my guy.
Like, for real, I think it's a good storyline, and I think that the fact that Netflix could get Will Smith on their fucking payroll is a pretty good feat.
You thought that dialogue was good?
I didn't say that.
It wasn't horrible.
How'd you feel about
it?
The dialogue?
Fucking Predator 2 dialogue, motherfucker. Get out of here. Like, what are you talking about, dude? Like, what do you mean, man?
Yes.
Did you ever try to rewatch Predator 2? It's the worst fucking movie that's ever came out.
I don't want to. I own it. I should.
I just rewatched it recently, and I was like, what the fuck kind of nonsense
OG
is this?
Predator or nothing.
Bullshit ass Predator 2.
So,
I'm sorry, keep going.
How'd you feel about the dialogue?
I mean, I expected it. Honestly,
like, Sarah,
for real.
What do you think about it? Is it good, bad, terrible?
Quit leading the witness, Pat.
It's mediocre.
Okay.
I mean,
that's
like,
good enough for me.
It's good enough for somebody who like appreciates movies for like more than just like, I'm gonna go watch this movie, man. You know, like,
what the
it's
fuck?
more than
That's a
just
homeless
that.
dude you met at a Maristop.
Right.
I want to watch this movie, man.
Yeah,
Like,
man, I just got this on bootleg. I'm gonna go
Yeah,
watch
that's
this.
the homeless guy that tries to go into
Steve.
the Best Buy and gets him to put it in the DVD player so he can watch it.
Yeah.
I got this bootleg of Bright.
Right. So it's more than just somebody who's just watching a fucking movie.
Hey,
'cause
man,
it's
you seen that
popular.
new Solo?
But like people like that can appreciate the movie.
Han Solo
but
dies
it
in
also,
Solo, dude.
It's
Does
a
he?
Netflix
dude.
movie.
He dies.
Oh, that's sad.
Dude, okay. So,
Han Solo dies. We know.
And then Godzilla.
you trying to get your ass kicked, bro?
45 years after Solo. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got you.
So, we're
Don't
going to
talk
get...
shit about Solo.
Way more
We're
than
going to
45
Man to
years.
Man.
Yeah, we're going to get to our last section, which is called
Man to Man.
Woo.
Hello.
All right, so basically this is I'll open the floor for questions after I'm finished with it, but it's just like a would you rather, but we just make it ridiculous. And it could be really, really good for you, or it could be absolutely horrible for you. The decision is up to you, but I can manipulate this at any point. All right.
Are you guys jacking each other off while
Yeah.
we're trying to advertise?
Billy and
Man to
Luke
Man?
have been like
holding
lightly-
hands, kissing softly, like Luke's
Passing
playing
balls.
with his neck.
No, it's
Luke's
just
like
like- it's
tickling
that-
his ball hair while he's talking.
It's that song by Fugees is in my head. Strumming my pain with his feet.
Their hands are on hips.
He just keeps putting his hand out for like a handshake, so I put my hand in it, and then he just
rub.
like he doesn't do anything, like
Put
he dead
your
hands
dick
it.
in his hand. That's what he wants, Luke. God damn it.
All I'm seeing is that your hands are under the table and your eyes are rolled. It's very strange. All right,
It's
so
only gay if you come.
let me ask you this.
only gay if you get a boner.
Man to man,
Man to man.
Nick and Billy.
Nick and Billy.
Would you rather be the person who cures cancer,
Oh, God.
or would you
God.
rather stick your hand in a garbage disposal?
Person that cures cancer. What the fuck?
I mean,
But everybody hates you.
Well, this is a rough choice, Pat. I don't know how we'll ever
Well,
pick.
here's the thing. You're the guy that cured cancer, but everyone hates you for some stupid fucking reason.
That's fine. I cured cancer.
But when you
Suck
stick
my
your
dick.
you stick your hand in the disposal just one time, all right?
No,
You
I'm
know
good.
that
Nah.
Martin Shkreli guy who raised the diet or what the fucking shot up
That
the
man-
HIV pill that helps
like
him from getting
15,000%?
toxoplasmosis.
That man is now crying in prison.
Yeah. He
So-
bragged about his headphones being...
Let's
or
say you make the cure for cancer, but you're a greedy fuck and you make it like unbelievably
I would never do that.
well, no, you are. You are if you pick this one.
Wow, Pat, this is a really good man
Or
your
Yeah.
name is.
Or-
Mortal.
You've just been adding shit on, damn it.
okay, so you can have that decision, or you can stick your hand in the garbage disposal
I'm a
just one
greedy-
time. Just one time.
If I'm
so
a greedy,
obscure.
if I'm a greedy fuck that's gonna fucking make the price high, I'm sticking my hand in the garbage disposal. I'd rather be a better person than that.
It's on. It's gonna mangle the shit out of your hand.
I don't care. Using my left hand.
Now, Billy,
Yeah.
here's mine. Would you rather get the best blowjob in the entire world? I mean, she's really getting the balls the way you like. She's kind of fingering your butthole the way that you like. She's going around the edge of the butthole. She's not really getting a knuckle in there, but she's teasing it. And then
The butthole is important to you.
she's feeding heroin into your dick as you're about to come.
I like how Nick just had
or-
to fucking step away from the mic to get an angle at the finger motion.
Yeah, he needed to make... Yeah, dude,
I
like it
really
like that,
did.
Cody.
What do
How
you-
did you know?
I really did.
What do you
I was
pick,
like-
Nick?
Nick.
Or
So for this, for
would you
yours?
rather eat a pile of shit?
Oh, pile of shit, dude.
Yeah, of course, that one,
I
right?
ate a whole steaming pile of shit.
How Pat plays this fucking game.
Blowjobs for
Okay,
free.
go ahead,
Nick,
Pat.
Nick, what was your choice?
If I'm a
Cure
greedy,
cancer, but charge an arm and a leg for it, or stick your hand in the garbage disposal one time.
Garbage disposal because I don't want to play God.
No, dude. 'Cause, like,
I don't want to play God. Like,
I play bass, dude.
He is playing.
are you just gonna get out of this again by going?
You have to
I
pick.
like dick.
You have to pick.
Oh my god, I would rather be a greedy dickhead and cure cancer.
You fucking bastard.
You're
Oh,
sick.
you piece
I am
of
sick.
shit, curing cancer.
I-
piece of shit.
Can't
I'm
believe
curing
that.
cancer. Fucking A, I'm curing cancer.
You piece of shit.
God,
I like how
curing
Nick just
cancer.
said that like he's about to actually do it.
Fucking
A, I'm curing
All right.
cancer.
Here's another one. Here's another one for him.
All right.
And this one,
I got a break
Rachel,
so bad. I'll be back, you guys.
Rachel helped me with this one. Would you rather find the love of your life and be happy for the rest of your life, for the rest of your days? You're just so fucking happy. You couldn't be any happier. You smile any harder, your lips are gonna fall off.
Is there gonna be a catalyst you add on to this one?
Or you could be able to shit anywhere, anytime, without any social consequence.
Oh fuck.
Oh wow.
So have find the love of your life and be the happiest. So happy, so damn happy. You're gonna explode, or you can shit wherever you want, anytime, anywhere, like anywhere. You can
That's
shit in the
freedom-
president's lap
freedom
if you
to
wanted
shit.
to. No social consequence.
I feel like
love of
anyone
my
with a
life.
little heart would for sure go with the love of
love
the
of my
life.
life.
Yeah.
I'm fine with being like judged for shitting in weird places.
So are you saying you'd still shit wherever? Or you just
No, I wouldn't shit wherever. I mean, I've had to shit in some weird places.
I would probably shit wherever.
where's the weirdest place you've shit?
In the woods.
No,
The woods
outside.
isn't that
No,
weird.
that's not true.
No.
That's not true at all.
Outside of a business in Chicago, like in the bushes on the side of this business building. All right, so I went out and got drunk with
All right.
my old roommates, like friends from Chicago, his childhood friends,
Okay.
and we got super fucked up. And I puked outside the bar, like in the bushes, and I tried to walk back in because I knew I had to shit. And the bouncer's like, dude, I can't let you back in. I just saw you puke. I was like, dude, I just have to use the bathroom. I don't have to puke anymore. Please let me use the bathroom. He's like, I can't let you. And my roommate grabs...
I just can't, man.
Yeah, my roommate poop here. My roommate puts his arm around me, and he goes, all right, man, let's go to the car. I was like, no, I got to shit. Take me to a bathroom. He's like, oh, it's going to be fine. And I'm like, no, take me to a bathroom. I got to
Pass
shit.
in the back, you fart a little.
Don't you
He's
ever
like-
say that to a friend who says that they have to
Yeah, and
poop.
he's like, no, dude, it's
It's not going to be fine.
They're telling you
And
for
Take
a
them
reason.
to take them to shit.
And as we're walking in the car, he's like, oh, it's all right, man. We'll get you there. And then, like, I get to his car, and I'm like, it's done for. So I just, like, drop, like, pants on the side of this business and just start fucking shitting. And it's not a good shit. It's one of those, like, liquidy ones. And, like, I'm like, oh, fuck, I don't have toilet paper. So I lost, like, 2 T-shirts that night. And just, like, threw them in the bushes. And, like, both of us were too drunk to drive, so we're sleeping there.
Next to the shit bush?
Yeah. And we wake up at like 6 in the morning, and my roommate's fucked up. And he just goes, well, it smells like shit. And I was just like, we gotta get the fuck out of here. Like, we're in the scene of the crime right now. We gotta get the fuck out of here. And we did, and that was a terrible day. That was I think the omen for that night was we were walking to a bar, and we saw a lady shitting in a bush outside of a bar. That was the omen for the night, because I made fun of her more than anybody. I was just like, what a fucking idiot. And then later on that night, I'm just like, oh, I'm the idiot.
I have shit on my face.
I did it too.
Got real shit on my face now.
So I didn't get to hear Pat's last man to man because I took a piss. But let me guess: either you get shot in the dick or you get to live in a mansion.
No,
right,
this
Pat?
one. No, this one was pretty
Was that
good.
about close?
Either you get to meet the love of your life, and you're in love like beyond reasoning, like you smile so hard
That you'll explode.
Yeah. Or
Who would want that? It sounds terrible.
Or you get to shit anywhere you want without consequence or social like judging for the rest of your life.
Anywhere you want.
Yeah.
Anywhere you want. You
That
pick
is an
it's
interesting
happening.
choice.
Like no one can judge you for shitting anywhere.
Yeah,
So you
and
could
no
be-
one cares. Like,
Does
oh, it's
sound
just
nice,
Cody.
though.
You could be that
Cody.
lady at Tim Hortons every day. with shit in
Tim
your
Hortons.
fucking hand.
Tim fucking Hortons.
You remember that girl who shits on
Timmy
the floor, picks it up, and throws it at these people, and then wipes her ass with like Tim Hortons napkins with the TH on them, and then
Throws that.
crumbles them and throws them at people
Yo,
right in
dude,
their fucking
I-
stupid burger flipping faces.
I have
Crumbles them? You
I have
just
wiped my
crumble
ass with
too?
Chipotle napkins. And
Crumble and poo.
Felt great.
That doesn't.
No,
You did?
No,
That sounds like it would be rough on my
'Cause I've
butthole.
done the same.
Felt
I've
great.
done the same thing, and that is not.
Felt great.
You're,
I bet-
you're wrong.
I bet Billy
You're
likes to
wrong.
wipe his ass with 1,000 grit sandpaper too.
That's
I
not.
do.
That's not an opinion. That's
Hey,
that's-
opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one. Some.
Oh yeah.
Oh, snap! You could take that, dude. You could
Dude.
take that from him on the
All right,
air.
I just want everybody when they go home if you're listening to this, get a Chipotle napkin, wipe your fucking ass with
I've
it.
done it. It's on.
And prove Billy Lamar.
It's not great.
Right.
I've done
You
it.
almost said right, motherfucker.
No. Prove Billy
Right.
wrong.
Right.
Wrong.
Maybe he's got like armadillo skin around his butthole. It just doesn't phase him.
He's
Like
got a real leathery asshole.
yeah, he's it's weathered.
It looks like you could make the handle of a buck knife if you suck it off.
My asshole is that guy from Family Guy. I've seen some things, man, and some stuff.
I wouldn't recommend it.
Would recommend it.
What's the worst thing that you've had to leave your asshole, Billy?
Shit, that's it.
Well, yeah, but tell me about the shit. What was the worst
What's
one?
the worst shit
You ever had a bleeder?
No.
Never?
Oh, wait. No, I mean, like...
Oh, of course I have.
Sorry,
now that I think about it.
Cody, you have to realize that you shit unlike any other human that's ever existed. So when someone says they've never had a bleeder, that is normal for most people. I promise you, bud.
He's like, come on, man.
Like, there's no one out there
thought I had it.
daily having like bloody shits, man.
It's normal for me. It's just a thing that I wake up and do. I have my coffee, I brush my teeth, I bleed out of my asshole. It's the thing.
It's the
It's
coffee.
healthy ass blood.
It's the coffee and
You ever-
PBR, dude.
You ever
I
be
swear.
able to like shit, smell coffee and pennies? That's pretty. It's a dark thing.
Those are smells that shouldn't be leaving.
Pennies,
So,
blood.
Do you
that's the
have
thing.
like a bad shit story?
Any
You guys
Not
bleeders?
tell us
really. It's
about-
just like, no.
What about you, Nick? Do you have a bad shit story?
Of course he
I had
does.
this shit
Oh,
in
wait, yeah,
a
dude,
public
fuck.
park once.
Okay.
Tell us about that.
So,
We have about 8 more minutes, so let's get through
We
it.
got
oh
these
man,
shit- we
this
got-
is what we
we
have
We'll
got
end
one
on a
to
shit story.
We got one apiece.
This is what we got to end on.
Yeah,
all right.
go.
So, all right, across the street from that pool where I had my first shit story, where I shit down my fucking leg, and it was just way too late.
You have bad shit luck
So
with
this
this
is how-
area.
man. shit school.
I think it was. We'll get into that
Shit
later.
to the sequel.
But yeah, shit to the sequel. Anyways, so I'm on the opposite side of this fucking park, and the pool is closed. It's like fall, which is a terrible time to shit in the woods because there's no soft leaves.
Crunchy on your butthole.
Oh
Crunchy
That's
fall
the-
leaves
that's
that
the
just
biggest
crinkle on
problem,
your
man.
ass hair.
ever had
That wasn't the biggest
You
problem.
ever have a fall leaf just cut your asshole as you're trying to wipe with it? Like
Don't do
it
it.
Again,
wrinkles?
no.
Don't do it.
Again,
Don't do
most
it.
people haven't.
I swear, don't do it. But
Cody, have you been in some desperate situations?
Fuck yes, I have.
You act like your asshole has been to some sort of shitting war.
My asshole.
The great shit war of Cody Hucker.
My asshole looks like the veterans that came home from Vietnam, getting spit on and fucking nobody
Like
respects it.
Lieutenant Dan asshole.
Yeah, no legs. My asshole should be in a wheelchair outside of my body, just like like what Billy said earlier. I've seen some things, man. Smoking cigarettes. My asshole would
ice
smoke if it
cream.
could.
Ice
Keep going to
cream.
public park.
Lieutenant Dan.
That's your story.
You got new legs. So, all right. Oh man, we got to go from that to that.
Okay,
Anyways,
yeah. Forrest Gump shitting yourself.
Wiping your ass with crisp fall leaves.
crisp fall leaves, where like the
smell pumpkin
bathroom
spice.
outside of the bathroom door because it was fucking locked. Who does that in a public park to somebody during
Piece
the
of
day?
shit.
Piece of shit, honestly, and that's what I fucking gave them. And it was right next to the water fountain, and I used the water fountain to wipe my ass like a bidet.
Cold ass water
I
fountain, fall
promise.
water.
Yes. I swear to you.
My butthole
I
would
did
pucker
that.
up and seal shut like Fort Knox. There'd
I'm
be
so-
no
I
water
swear to you,
getting
I did
clean
that.
inside of that rectum.
that was my best shit story.
Do you ever
Okay.
think
The
about a
water
little kid
fountain
coming up
bidet.
there and just like putting their whole mouth on the water fountain? Out, like, like after you just used it as a bidet, there's like little fucking dingleberries
His
all over.
face,
it.
his
Some
face
kids.
just told you everything. He didn't think
Yes.
about that till just fucking now.
I didn't.
How many
I
years
didn't
old when you
know.
realized that?
As
I
soon-
was today years
As
old.
soon as you
today
said,
years
as soon as
old.
you said, "Kids, put your mouth," and he was just like,
Oh
Oh,
damn!
I did that to people.
Yeah,
I think. All right,
nasty.
so
but it
Moral of the
was
story: never use water fountains ever,
I'll get my.
Ever.
Thanks.
Not
Thanks for that
ever.
tip.
unless you need to wipe your asshole in a park.
But
Apparently.
I mean, like I've heard, like a real bidet is great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
They got heat settings,
Well,
pressure
this-
settings.
It was fall.
cold as fuck, right?
Oh my god, frigid.
Yeah.
So
And then you hit your
cold.
balls, and your balls go
On
into your
your
stomach.
fucking, on your brown eye, dude. Right there, frigid,
Lord.
ice cold.
I like to call it my fourth eye.
But it worked, right? Like you were clean as a whistle.
Oh, I was. I mean, I was a little bit moist, but
Moist.
Did
It
you get a
happened.
rash?
no.
Okay. Billy.
Which
What?
My asshole's my third eye.
Okay, so the worst one I had was I was at a party with a bunch of people, and I always made the mistake of looking at the one person I knew was going to be the most drunk when I got in there. So that's how.
What do you mean?
Like, I would know when I would go to these parties. The first person I'd always run into was Ryan Sulkin, and he'd always be the most fucked up. And I'm like, everybody's this fucked up. I gotta get this fucked up. And then like I would get that fucked up, then I'd run everybody else, and they're like, "Hey man," and I'm just like, "All right." And like I would just be too far fucking gone. And this night, like I drank a fifth of SoCo in maybe 40 minutes.
Like the Kroger SoCo or the real SoCo?
Real SoCo.
Okay.
And I'm laying in this chair, and I'm like, good, I'm fine. And my friend comes by, and he's like, oh, dude, you don't look comfortable. And he like pulls like the fucking like armrest thing to like lay the fucking like seat out, and it shook me. And my whole body was like, oh, we're shitting. my whole body was just like, that's it, dude. So I went upstairs at this girl's house, and like I shit in this toilet, and it stunk up her whole fucking house. I ruined the fucking party.
Like, you ruined the party with one shit?
Yeah. Like,
what kind of monster dumps are you taking in toilets, Billy?
I like got downstairs and people were like, what the fuck, dude?
Did somebody light a truck tire in the bathroom?
And
Clear out!
And like I tried to lay on the couch and everybody's like, dude, you smell like shit. And I was like, it's not me. It was the shit I took.
It's not me. It's my dirty asshole smell
and then
clinging to everything.
From inside.
And then like I felt so guilty. Like I went outside. And, like, I'm going like this in the back of my pants, putting my hand down. I'm, like, pulling it out. I'm like, I don't have shit back there. What the fuck? And then I meet up with that exact friend that I saw.
Holy shit.
That was too drunk. And I, like, pull him in close for a hug. He's like, man, I love you. And I was like, do I smell like shit? And he's like, no, you're good. And then I just, like, laid by my friend's car for the rest of the night until the party was over because I felt so bad I wouldn't go back in.
That's so embarrassing.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Also,
It was Jana Scott's parents' house. You remember her.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, it was her parents' house.
You
that I
ruined a
took that
party
shit.
with the shit, Billy.
Yeah.
Well, this is a good place to end it. That's a fucking fantastic story. Nick, Billy, thank you so much for coming on this fucking episode today. This has been awesome.
Thank you for having us.
Check out Puts a Rest on Facebook.
Yeah. Billy's going to be starting a podcast here soon, and we'll be promoting that shortly.
And get their debut album. What's that shit called?
It's called Levie and Rose.
Get that shit as soon as it's out. June, 23rd?
29th.
29th. And then if you want to go see their show, it's June 30th at Legends Bar in Cheviot.
We'll be there.
It's going to be fantastic.
It's going to be litty titty.
Come hang out. I'll be belligerently drunk outside trying to fight the homeless.
And of course, listen and subscribe to the Bastard Sermon on literally everything.
Yeah.
All right, we got anything else to plug? Do you guys want to drop anything while we're here?
Thanks again for coming out, guys. I
just
want to say, I wish we had more time, to be honest, to talk about it.
Fun.
We'll have you guys on again soon.
Yeah, for sure.
It'll be a good fucking time.
And we'll have you guys on my podcast.
Plug that shit. Yeah. Plug your idea for that real quick.
We're getting ready to start a podcast. It's going to be called Queen City Spotlight. And what it is we're going to interview like local bands, local businesses, anybody that's like an entrepreneur or an artist in the local scene. We're going to interview you and kind of just get in depth to the person that you are, why you got into what you're doing, and what you want to do in the future. Because I feel like not enough people know the people behind everything that goes on, the struggles that people have to deal with, and nobody really connects like on a like personal level with anyone that's doing a lot of stuff around here. So I really want to shed light on the people who put in that work, the work they put in, why they put it in, and just show everybody that like there's people out here pretty much killing themselves just to like do what they love, even if it doesn't pay them.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a lot of passion in this tri-state.
Yeah.
And it would be good to expose that a little bit more and like, get behind it. Be a little bit further than just what they post on Facebook.
Yeah, because
that's not who you are.
Yeah, because what you don't know is like there's these dudes in bands out here just fucking losing hair over the fact that like they can't make it because nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah. Or they spend their rent check on fucking music.
Yeah.
You know, trying to just get it out there.
Yeah.
Even if it's just one or two people listening, that's just worth it enough for those people. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's going to be really exciting. I can't fucking wait to see that. And hopefully,
Pat will be our first guest.
Woo!
1,000 times. Thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
All right. Well, join us next week, fuckers.
Yep.
Next week we should be having on Swaporn Long, who is a tattoo artist.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Great.
Word.
Peace.
Bird up.
Thank you for...
Are you fucking serious, Patrick? Thank you for listening to another episode of the Bastard Sermon. Luke's going to give you a whole list of places where you can find and follow and listen to us while Patrick sits here in agonizing, crushing embarrassment.
You can follow the Bastard Sermon at Bastard Sermon on Twitter. You can follow us on Instagram at the Bastard Sermon. If you want to listen to more episodes of the Bastard Sermon, we are on Stitcher, Player FM, Libsyn, iTunes, Castbox, and now recently we are on RockStarsGlued3.0.com. Check them out.
Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that shit.
But don't go to Twitter because we never update that shit because we don't give a fuck about Twitter.
Yeah,
fuck you, Twitter.
Yeah.
As of now.
All
But
right.
that could change. At the Bastard Sermon. And if you really want to go to the Twitter and make that shit happen, it's at Bastard Sermon because some fuckhead took the from us. All right.
That cunt.
That does it. Anything else we need? Did you tell them we're on Spotify now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
All right. Let's go. Bye.
See ya, bitches.